automatically does it.
Supercoach tabs on my phone at dawn, scrolling through the carnage, what went wrong? Grammar sold steady, rookies on the rise, mid-prices tempting me, danger in disguise. Big J calling from the couch, mate, check your side. Joe bragging about a loophole, riding that tide, we're trading in our hopes like stocks on a screen, chasing that price rise, living the dream. We're the center bound crew, hey! Whistle blows, we're riding it through. From goals and behinds to the last upgrade, greatest game in the world, that's how we're made. From a pig in the guts to the bench warmer blues, every week we're breaking the rules, they fell in our veins, yeah, it's all we do. We're the center bound crew. Oh, yeah. Got duds on the park, can't win a hard ball, need a downgrade target, answer that call. Possessions piling up, my captain's on fire. Vice loop lightning, sparks through the wire. Yeah. Trade plan scribbled on the back of a bill. One more sideways move, I swear I'll sit still. But the siren hits Friday, logic is gone. Mate, just push and go on. Who you backing in? Who you backing in? Who you backing in? Yeah. Who you letting go? One more risky move, then we steal the show. We're the center bound crew. Hey! Whistle blows, we're riding it through. From goals and behinds to the last upgrade, greatest game in the world, that's how we're made. From a pig in the guts to the bench from a blues, every week we're breaking the rules, they fell in our veins, yeah, it's all we do. We're the center bound crew. We're the center bound crew. Oh yeah, the center bound crew. The center bound crew. The center bound crew.
Mate, I love that intro. Every time we play it, Joe, I'm like, do 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 do. Thanks, more teasing. Joe, how's it going, mate? Now, I had some issues this week in terms of my team, but your team's off to a flying start. So congratulations on last-minute cherry inclusion, and yeah, almost 200. Now, technically, I don't know if you caught it because you're quite busy on the weekend, but Cherry actually scored more than 200 because at one point he was on -4 in the first quarter. So over 200 for Cherry on the weekend.
Yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed that I didn't leave the captaincy on Sherry. I ended up changing it to Shazel. And at one point, when I just checked the scoring and I saw that he was on -4, I was thinking, oh, thank God I changed my captaincy to Shazel. Next thing I know, it's like, holy shit, why did I change my captain to Shazel? But it's all right. The duality of man, and yeah, happy to have started the big man. I just ended up, I suppose, last second was a little bit concerned that the run was just so easy.
Yeah,
it was absolute ridiculous how easy the run was for Sherry that I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it, and if it doesn't work, then I can just parachute down to whoever is doing well. So I just started the guy, and and as a result, I ended up starting guys like Murdoch because I needed to find money to be able to get up from English to Sherry. So ended up starting Murdoch and not having to trade him in, which was pretty handy. But alas, he was on my bench, so I didn't quite get the big score to begin with. But yeah, it's not too bad. In 1 week, all you need is one good score, and all of a sudden you jump up. What did I jump up? I jumped up 51,983. Let's just say I jumped up 52,000 spots essentially. So it's always the case with the early rounds that you can always capitalize and jump through them. And I'm just hoping that with the way my team is set up with such little investment into round 3 that I can continue to go up yet again. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no Ed Richards kind of helps that way. And You still do have to do the Connor Rosie try. I assume you started Connor Rosie, right? Oh, yeah, because you haven't done... Oh, no.
I have.
Yeah. So, a few players having to go and whatnot. Yeah, I might be going triple rucks. We'll see this week, Joe. So, it's a rough one, man. Rough one. No Ed Richards for you really helps. And, Bontempelli for myself next week. We'll see. I'm sick of complaining about Supercoach players, and I just want all the good ones from now on. I'm done. That's it. Yeah, no more.
I'm definitely planning for a Bontempelli trade in next week. There is no way on heaven and on earth,
mate.
There is no way in heaven, on earth, in the galaxy, or under the freaking molten lava of Earth's core, am I going to not own Marcus Bontempelli playing against Essendon? There is no way.
Yep.
Must have him. Absolutely must own Bont for that game. Michael, hey lads, happy with my AFL team, but my Supercoach team is cooked.
Yeah, you guys got the win on the weekend. Poor North Melbourne. No song for me this week. And, wasn't a great game. Typical North Melbourne played the first quarter really well and then just lost it from there. I don't know what happened. I think a bit of a mix of Griffin Logue not doing, getting early injuries, taking him out of the game, and then just the quality of West Coast's young players coming through. If you've got teams that can hold them off, then fantastic. But they're going to surprise quite a few people, Joe, if they can't. Guys like Duff Tyler, Dersma kicked a couple. Shanahan looked all right as well. So, these young kids, if they can stand up and get the ball delivery, works out well. But North's got so many issues, man. Like, it's just not a fun situation. And going back to ranks, there's quite a few content creators. If you've catched Steve's latest video, the guy's ranked 106K. So there's a lot of content creators right now who some are doing really well and some are just in the toilet. So what can you do?
That's all right. You always, it's never how you start. It's always how you end. We always talk about it. It's a trading game, and we're not known for having strong starts. I mean, we always rue every year.
Very true.
You and I always rue the fact that we always have a crap start. So, hey, look, I think it's definitely better than a lot of other years that we've started this year. So, heads up. It's a long season, mate. You might think your team is cooked, but, bro, there's still so much football. Your team is not as cooked as the Bombers. Let's just say Iran is in a better place than the Bombers at the moment.
There's
Initiator. Good to see you, mate.
There's a little thing that I'm going to take away from this week 100%. It's just, hey, make sure that your cash gen is 100% ready to go. There's probably about 3 or 4 rookies that we all need, and maybe Joe and I will do a video on this, but 3 or 4 rookies that we desperately need across the board. And once you've got that sorted, make sure that you've got players that you're very happy with in your teams. None of these like, oh, I'm not so happy. I don't know what's going on. Yes, I traded out Oliver and it really sucks. But in hindsight, it kind of helped me a little bit because I'm not forced to bring in Murdoch and Watkins this week. Because if I did that and I had Petrarca and Rosie to get rid of, it would have made things a little bit hairier, I guess is the question. So, cash gen will happen. We'll all be able to finish off and upgrade our teams. But right now, there's a lot going on. So there definitely will be people. I don't know if you can pull up AFL.com. AFL, if you've got them on Facebook, Joe, it's a nice post that's come up for them. But AFL, I'll see if I can. One sec, I'll just link it to you. There's like 8 or so injuries that have happened today or in round 2, and there will be 100% people. Like, if you don't think your team's doing very well, imagine if you're someone that has Goulden, Heaney, Hayden Young, Petrarca, I don't even have enough fingers. Petrarca, Rosie, and then like Sharp as well. So people are almost that's 6. That's 2 boosts and 6 players potentially people have had to get rid of in a couple of weeks. Like, you think your team's doing bad? You're not as poor as some other people. So, yeah.
Indeed.
It's not great.
Holding track another week, going Rosie, Lindsay, and Sharp to Shazel. You didn't start Shazel, Initiator?
No, apparently not.
Shazel, Murdoch, and Watkins, though I'm questioning Lindsay.
Yeah.
Xavier Lindsay or Josh Lindsay?
I think he's talking about Josh Lindsay. I've 100% heard some people say, hey, not trading Petrarca this week because he wasn't going to be in my team selections anyway. So there's a train of thought where that's a fantastic way to go, but also it's a lot of people who have a lot of primos out that week. So if you can avoid doing that, you could be the way to go.
69 and 69 fantasy as well. Like you could see, he had 4 kick-ins. Like, the role is there. You know what I mean? Like, this is exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to see 1 kick-ins. We wanted to see him play off half-back. You know, it's just not enough. 14 disposals is just not enough. And they're moving the ball too quickly out of the back line. They're trying to play this rocket out of half-back, and unfortunately, Christian Salem continues to be that guy who's pushing up the ground. Fortunately, his break-even's still pretty low. I mean, what's Xavier Lindsay break-even of 18 playing against Carlton. So, look, I think he's bound to outscore that. Oh, well, last time he played him, he scored 17. But you'd think he's likely to beat 18 points, his break-even, and you know, he could very well be part of my trade plans next week. Maybe him and a Parish can both get flicked right off. But yeah, I understand what you're talking about. G'day, Shaunsky. Good to see ya.
What's up, Sean?
Got Bont and Murdoch last week going Track, Rosie, and Parish to Holmes, Sherry, and Cook.
Nice.
Let him cook.
Nice. I like it. There's a train of thought that maybe we should grab Cook this week and Watkins next week, depending on what the makeup's going to be. I kind of follow through that too. I think you may need 1 or 2 or both of them. So it's going to be a bit of a toss-up, I think. Rosie's out for a long period of time. Petrarca's not as long, but it's rough time. And this is the point in time, unfortunately. Can you wait a week on these players and say, okay, I'm going to wait and then like give up not having a primo this week for a potential 50-point loss in scoring, whereas you can lock in a rookie for the entire preseason. Sorry, the entire season. So, yeah.
Well, I think Watkins probably becomes a must-have with the Rosie injury sidelining him for so long. It just means if someone comes in, like, there's only so much change you can make, I think, in a given week, especially coming off a big win, and now Rosie's out of the side. Whoever's going to be brought in is going to be playing that inside mid role. I don't think they're looking to maybe play another guy to potentially play that high half forward role, because that's sort of what Watkins or / wing, right? Watkins, if I go to this shambolic game.
It's more just like, for me, Cook will basically become unobtainable this week. Like, it's not even worth picking him if you don't get the price rise now, because next week he'll be 200K, and at that point it's too late. Whereas Watkins, but I want 2 primos, Joe. That's the problem.
Who are the 2 primos that you want?
Pick up
Sherry and who?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Because Rosie needs to go. and Petrarca needs to go. So do I hold off doing something with Petrarca to make sure that my rookies are better? That's the question that I've got to kind of
Petrarca's
decide.
not losing any money. Petrarca's on the bye. Yeah, Petrarca's injured, sure, but it's best 18.
But it's still like not the greatest amount of players left in my team. That's the issue.
Yeah, but
I understand what you're saying.
I feel like it's better to use the trades now to get your cash gen in place. You don't want to miss the cash gen. Cash is king. You might not get the premium now, but you can get the premium next week. And at the same time, you're getting a direct improvement to the value of your team by having the price rises. So, look, we always say this, before the rookies go up in price, you have to get them. It's really important that you nail your cash gen, and if you miss them, then I'm a little bit concerned that I've missed Bunnings. I've missed Selwood in keeping Lindsay here. I'm honestly concerned that I've missed Selwood, and Selwood continues to play, and Selwood continues to make money.
Oh yeah, I think he'll play the entire season.
So I'm a little bit bummed out that I kept Lindsay and didn't sideways him to Selwood, but I don't want to miss out on anybody else coming through. I definitely want to make sure these 19. I mean, Watkins is a mature age player. He's walked straight into the team. Port got smacked by North Melbourne. There was a bunch of changes that took place,
and he wasn't that change.
And he wasn't one of them. So for me, I think, I just think it's worth it. Plus, there's no early buy. Their run's pretty good. He's playing against West Coast this week at home, not over there, where West Coast is I reckon West Coast are maybe a 6 or 7 goal better team playing at home than away.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It sucks for North Melbourne. If we were playing at Marvel Stadium, I think we would have beaten them.
And that's why you guys decided to sell your home game to them to play them there again.
Well, we did that because we wanted money and we didn't have Tasmania anymore. So that's why we did that, So we don't have Pookie's money, Joe.
We can't Queensland then or something. I don't know. I don't know. Help.
My only problem
lost
is
my mind.
Like if I do what you're saying, right? My only problem is I miss out on, at least this week, I miss out on like a defender primo at the moment. So I don't mind it. I can live with the problem. I just miss out on that kind of defender primo. So yeah, we'll see how we go.
I don't know. I think my trade
holding 320k.
I
should have double traded last week. That was the play, I think. But
get the 2 players that are on the bubble. I think it's really important. Get the players. Next week we get Scary or whatever that Fremantle guy is. He'll be on the bubble next week.
Potentially Lafau too, if you want to go down that route. But I don't know about him.
McKelty Lafau, my boy. Playing the Ruck now, McKelty.
I think next week I would have to double up. It may be a Buderick plus Petrarca to Bontempelli and someone else. I think that potentially may have to be the play. Plus Sherian. The tricky thing with Lafau is now that Nane Curvis is out for 3 to 4 weeks with the hamstring, they've got another ruckman to come in who's bargain basement, like 25-year-old guy. I think this is like his first year of AFL. But Lafau is kind of locked into that second position. So, he's going to kick a couple of goals every week and stuff and load up on the scoring. So, yeah, make things very interesting.
He gets DPP. So, yeah, I don't mind it. We'll see what happens with this.
What's going on?
Flash. Jonas, hello.
I just need
Idiocracy is real. 15-game losing streak. The Essendon club keeping Bomber fans baiting for 304 days. I mean, we're baiting? Are we baiting or are they baiting us? I don't know. It's a little bit rough at the moment. And the more, if this keeps happening, then obviously the the pressure's only going to continue to increase on the coach, who clearly does not know what to do to fix the problem. These are problems that obviously pre-existed before him. That's the only reason why he's in the job at the moment. So as much as I don't rate him as a coach, I don't put 100% blame on him. I'm not entirely sure what the percentage split is between the players, the senior players, and him. Not sure if it's 60-40 or 50-50 in a particular way. I definitely think he's underutilizing. He's not using the players correctly. I definitely think the game plan certainly needs a lot of work. But at the same time, regardless of how great your game plan is, if you can't handball to your teammate 5 meters away, that's obviously a massive problem. So not entirely sure where the buck stops in terms of if we sack him and get a better coach, or suddenly do better.
Yeah. There'll 100% be coaches moving by the end of the year, Joe. It'll be Clarko, and it'll be Clarko. It will most likely be Brad Scott and a couple of others too, because you got to remember Tasmania's coming in, and I don't, to my knowledge at least, they haven't announced who their head coach is going to be. So clubs that really need to get rid of their people are like, hey, we've got to jump on these coaches that are available now, because if we don't, potentially Tassie's going to come in and nab quite a few of them. So if Clarko doesn't pick up his game, if Brad Scott doesn't do that, unfortunately, he's doing the game plan that he wanted to do back at North Melbourne in 2018, 2019, that the club said no, and then now he's at the Bombers, and, you guys are not obviously happy with the results. So, yeah, it's interesting times, I think.
Yeah, look, there's been a lot of turmoil. There's been a lot of turnover at the club. 30 players over the last 3 years. So clearly there is
just like us,
an intention to try and weed out all the bad old players, I suppose, and have a fresh new start. But alas, there's nothing fresh at the moment. It just seems very rotten. How do we fit Sherry, Dogger, English, and McAndrew? Dogger DPP? Am I painting myself into a corner?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? So if I'm to do what Joe's saying, and I understand the logic behind it, because Doverson's not going to make much money, whereas Cook will, in my team at least, you can run all four. It just means McAndrew's at R3 at the moment. So, yeah, Freo, Luke Jackson's going to play nobody this week. So if you have him, you're off to a winner, really. He's just going to smash someone's face in, be like, hey, who's your ruckman? Oh, he doesn't exist. Okay, cool. Let me just push you over and do whatever I need to do. I do agree, though, cash generation is great, and guys like Cook can easily get to 300K pretty quick, considering next week he'll be 200K. So, yeah. Watch out for your Carrolls and your Philippus and stuff like that, because over the next couple of weeks, they're not going to exist anymore in your teams.
He had 65% CBAs.
Yeah, of course. But I don't know how that works in terms of figuring it out, Joe, because does that equate to the other CBAs he was rucking, or the other CBAs he was in the forward line? Like, Sean Darcy, he says 45% CBAs. Does that mean that, the other points in time he was in the forward line? Because Jackson's in a weird position where Darcy will play there and then Jackson will be second ruck. So it's, it's a little bit scuffed, I think, sometimes.
Well, you can sort of look, I'm pretty sure it will show. He had 37 ruck contests, Luke Jackson. Yeah. Meanwhile, Darcy, so 37... versus, where the hell is he there? 11. 40. 40 ruck contests. So it was basically almost a 50-50 split in terms of ruck contests.
So maybe Jackson gets weird DPP, or it might be an issue of he takes some CBAs and then is forward. So it's like 15-15 and then 60% ruck. I don't know, man. got to wait for Al Patton to bring out an article, I guess.
Well, quite a few possessions in the forward line. You'd hope the hope is that he gets forward status, obviously, and then we can slot him there. But it's very hard to bank that in at this point because it's almost like we don't even know if this guy's going to get mid DPP or forward DPP. It's almost like he's cutting himself between ruck, midfield, and forward line to such a point that he doesn't rack up enough percentage in either forward line or midfield to get the DPP there.
Yeah, which is what I think's going to end up happening with him, I reckon.
So it's hard to look if you're gonna pick Dogger, it's gonna be at the expense of a Sherry or an English, unless of course you're happy to field McAndrew at R3, which is a bit of a shame considering McAndrew's pumping out 80s every week, basically.
Yeah, and really this week he plays Mitch Edwards.
But English has the bye.
Yeah, and English has got the bye. So there's a world where it works for this week, and then next week is round 4, and then you have a round 4 and 5, and then come round 6, it's like, okay, what's happening? Because I think DPP will happen at the end of round 5. So can you hold McAndrew on your bench for 2 weeks? Yeah, I think that's right, Cheese. And we're gifted by the fact that Petrarca to Cherry's only 120k. So yeah, it works out all right.
Bro, legit, Sherry against the Bombers is gonna be a slaughterhouse, mate. What's up, g'day, Kobe? Hope you're doing well. My team should have been called Stuffed Spuds.
Mate, that is me at the moment too. Tell you what.
All right, Globes, you'll be right. Still early days. Flash, do we have any ideas on DPP changes? Look, not that I'm aware of at this point. I think it's still early days, right?
Yeah. I mean, even the likes of Tuke Miller, who's got a week off at the moment, he's probably one that you could probably calculate considering he hasn't been injured and whatnot. Like, if you just pull up Gold Coast Joe and have a look.
At the game?
Yeah. And just check out Ruck contests. Like, if I do opening round, I'll do opening round because we spoke about it before. Tuke Miller, 9% CBAs, round 1. And then if you go to... Sorry, guys can hear that motorbike outside, of course.
You love that. That motorbike love driving past.
I know, man. Round 2, Tuke Miller got... No. He got 24% CBAs in round 2 for Tuke Miller. And then how many has he got in this one, Joe?
Tuke Miller has got... Oh, wait.
No, I'll just scroll down to the bottom.
What the heck?
Yeah. So you can probably say Tuke Miller DPP is coming, unless something drastic changes. As Flash says here, he might get CBAs now that Track's out. I think it also depends on what happens with Humphrey too. If Humphrey's in the team, they may look to move some things around. But yeah, you could probably say Tuke Miller is one that's getting close to CBA, so to DPP territory. But that's only one player so far. At least he's relevant.
Hola, Las Pistolas 13. Thank you very much for coming. Jingles off the chain. Yes, sir.
Thanks, buddy. And I'm surprisingly bright today. I don't know what's up.
Sick tracks, bros. Thank you. Hey, Mark Lavelle. How you doing, Mark? To be Essendon at this point in time, just gotta laugh, guys. Yeah, look, if you don't laugh, you cry, Mark.
Yep.
And yeah,
that's it,
pretty
buddy.
sad. Can't do much about it. David already have Lemire's, Watkins, and Murdoch. So going Sherry, Houston, and Cook. Let him cook.
Nice. Perfect. Yeah, it's the who would have thought, Joe, round 1, you having Blamir's, Watkins, and Murdoch as your cheap bench would have opened up so many options for you and locked in the 3 guys that you actually need. It's pretty crazy. Considering all 3 were SSP players too.
Yep. Plus 20. Let's go. Let's go. Sherry number 1. It's all Fabs. I love it. Love it. Travis. Hey, Trav. Love the intro was way better than my Supercoach team.
Oh, Travis.
Scoring 1576, even with Sheasel as captain. Now for next week, either plan A, fix my backline, or plan B, get the Bond.
Well, you can't get Bond. Like Bond's got the buy. He won't change in price this week, and yeah, there's no way. You really need to figure out and improve on actually getting a bunch of points into your players and into your team. Bond is a next week issue. Yeah, don't get.
What you can do is you can do plan A, like if you should be having someone like a Rosie, you can downgrade. So you can go Rosie down to either like a Houston type or a Worrell type, releasing $80,000 to $130,000. Obviously, they got some injuries to Sharp, injury to Petrarca, and you just end up freeing. I'm not saying do these exact trades. I'm just simply saying there is a way to sort of fix the back line, but at the same time, free up quite a bit of cash so that you can get the Bond in next week. There's literally 0 point in trading in Bond this week. He's not playing, therefore you're not getting points from him, and he's not going up in price. He's the exact same price next week because he doesn't play. So don't rush the Bond in this week. Yeah. Get him next week. The only reason why I haven't gone with a Worrell and I've gone with Houston instead is only because apparently there's reporting out there that Worrell didn't train today and that Worrell is not in a great place. So if there's injury concerns about Worrell, I've just gone down Houston in the hope that he's not a bust. But not good. Not good news. I'll see if I can find the Worrell stuff. Where is it? Huge injury blows. Maybe it's in here.
Yeah, I've heard he's gone for scans. So we'll see what's up with him.
Worrell's on a calf.
Yep. But they're not sure. I think he's up for a test. If you check the injury news, he's listed as test.
Okay. Yeah. Still a bit concerning. So hence why I've gone Houston at this point. He's a bit cheaper as well. So the big week, I get the chance to meet my Melbourne Cup runner from 2023. He's going to race in the Australian Cup on Saturday in Melbourne. Ooh.
Nice. There you go, Mark. And then you get to watch Essendon.
Jesus, Mark, I reckon you got to. Mark, you love throwing money at us, mate. Throw money at the club so you can go into the rooms and give the pre-game address. You have to pump the boys up, Mark. Big J joined me with 12 rocks. Very nice.
Mate, potentially.
Aussie abroad. So, my problem. Don't have Murdoch, Watkins, or Cook.
Yep.
Wants to trade Rosie, Track, and Sharp to Houston, Sherry, Murdoch. But I'll probably miss out on the other two rookies. Or do I get Sherry, Murdoch, Watkins?
And this is the question that I think is going to be the question for the entire weekend is if you don't have any of them, if you don't have 2 out of the 3. Everyone started with Blamires, which is fantastic. But, yeah, this is really, really going to be the question, I think, for a lot of teams. In my opinion, I think you grab one and then you figure out, hey, if Watkins goes big, he's going to be a 150K. He's going to drop a little bit in price, but like you have to get Murdoch as number 1. I think Murdoch is number 1, regardless. Out of those 3 rookies, it's Murdoch. And then it really comes down to, and this is the conundrum, what happens with the Houston, what happens with the Worrell, these guys who were round 2, who now get selected by us, I guess. So, yeah, I think he has to be number 1. If you have to pick one, it has to be Murdoch. There's a rule of thought if you pick all 3, but you'll end up having over $1 million in the bank, and that's probably not a good thing. So maybe don't pick all 3. But yeah, Murdoch has to be the one you choose. I don't think it's the end of the world if you grab Watkins at 150K. Cook at 200K is probably a little bit too much, but you'd think that we'd have guys like Sherry coming through next week potentially as well that you could double rookie upgrade again into.
if you don't get Tristan Sherry this week, you're never going to get him.
Yeah. Same with Bontempelli,
Tristan Sherry
next week.
Tristan Sherry after this week is going to be $23 billion. Okay, he'll be worth
because he's got the big price. He could have two 200s in a row, man. Pretty funny.
Tristan Sherry is going to be worth more than all of Bitcoin in circulation, mate. If you don't pick Tristan Sherry this week,
what's his break even?
Bro,
69 break even. He's
then
projected 151.
You never get this, and then one day he got this, and you want to get this, mate. Jordan Sweet dropped 121 on our heads. Jordan Sweet dropped 121 on our heads, all right?
Yeah.
What the hell is Tristan Sherry going to do if Jordan Sweet is doing that? Are you effing kidding me right now? It's going to be a bloodbath out of the middle. It's going to be a bloodbath. You've got to get Tristan Sherry in the side. I'd go with option 2. I think you don't have to get Cook if you don't want to. You can't have everybody. And I'd much rather... Cook has to score higher because his price point is higher for him to make as much money as Watkins. Watkins is 99k rookie, basement price.
Yeah,
we've had a lot of changes to Port. He survived the changes. We've now got this injury to Connor Rosie, and you absolutely have to have Murdoch. Murdoch is Murlock, all right? That's his name, Murlock. Not Murdoch, it's Murlock. So 100%. And besides, we don't even know if Houston really is the go. We don't know if Houston's any good. We haven't seen him play with Howes or with Moore
next week too,
and they're going to be back. They're going to be back. So I reckon it's worthwhile waiting a week on Houston. And if Houston shows that he is legitimately the real deal, get him in for 450 or 460 or 480. Still presents a lot of value at that price point anyway. So 100%. All aboard Sherry, Murlock, Watkins.
It's crazy, Joe. West Coast are gifting us with 2 rookies who may be keepers, one in each line. Milan Murdoch in the midfield and bloody Dev Robb in the forward line. Like, they've got 200 average players who are rookies. I'm like, hey, thanks, mate. Makes us Guns and Rookies owners not so bad.
Big J, if I'm still making videos this time around next year, I want you to slap me in the head and tell me, Joe.
What do you mean if?
If I'm alive, you never know what's going to happen. I might die between now and next year. So let's just say, if you never know, you're not guaranteed tomorrow. The way this club is causing me to have bloody heart complications, let's just say
they're going to come get you.
They're going to get me. So let's just say, if we're still around next year and we're still pumping out content, remind me, Big J, no more mid-price madness. All right, Guns and Rookies all the way, please.
Yeah, I think it just depends a lot. I mean, I kind of touched on it a little bit in my team review, but really just depends on which ones. I mean, this week we were not blessed by the likes of Dyson Sharp doing poorly and a few of these other rookies who were covering. It's very, very much up and down. And guys who we thought were going to be keepers in Jai Sarong, well, not keepers, but, scoring more than 50s in Jai Sarong and Grill versus some other players. It's a little bit rough. Tanner Bruin's good. Buderick's good enough. So there's a couple of mid-prices who aren't terrible. But, mid-price madness really depends on the actual players. I mean, we've got someone in the chats talking about Cornelio, Joe, 320K. I mean, he's got 200 scores in his 3-round average at the moment. And I think how much has he gone up by? Let me just quickly check.
Cornelio.
He's gone up by 40K this week. So, there's some mid prices that work and then some just shit the bed. So, I think it really just depends on the player.
The Giants are cooked, mate. The Giants have no idea what the fish they're on about.
Did you see what happened?
Who's the man now?
Happened, Joe?
With what?
The AFL's come out and said, hey, we stuffed up the clock and there's like seconds that have been taken off. So Giants are a bit up in air and saying, hey, we could have won and stuff you AFL. They've done it. They've done an Adelaide and said, please explain,
But it wasn't in the last quarter, though. It was in the second quarter when it didn't really mean jack all. But still, look at this. Why do the Giants have Lockie Ash, Clary, Thomas,
Yeah. I've seen people
Angwin,
jump on him this week. Harvey Thomas.
Angwin, 103, Cornelia 102, Whitfield 96, and you wonder why you lose, you Muppets. You gotta give your ball to your best player coming out of defense. What are you doing? They're giving 96 for Whitfield.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
He's still got 28 touches.
That's Scheisenhausen, bro. Scheisen touches. I don't like it, man. I don't like it at all. This is not good. Why the fish is Cornelio the man now all of a sudden? And why is
because
Angwin
they
the
need
man
to run
now?
through the middle. They don't have Tom Green anymore and no Josh Kelly and stuff. And hey, how you doing, Mark? Thanks for the $10, mate. Hey, go to the hangar, jump the fence, walk to the training, and have a
in a large voice. And that
you know what it reminds
what
me
the
of?
fuck do you think I'd get out or get clapped?
It reminds me of those Carlton people that went in and like had all those sack Voss signs or sack Bolton. And, you know, I remember when Brad Scott was having a bad 2019 and there was a bunch of that stuff up at North Melbourne as well. These fans put it in their face and take responsibility and say, hey, mate, do better. So, yeah, whatever works out for you, Mark, I guess.
Honestly, Brad baffles the shit out of me. You come out and say in round 2 that we're demoralized.
Yep, that's it.
Are you kidding me? It's round 2. Demoralized in round 2. And he's there citing the Nate Caddy miss. We were down by 40 points at that stage. You're really blaming now this kid who, mind you, continued battling his ass off and had 7 shots on goal that day. Same thing with Kako. He had like 5 shots on goal. The kids never dropped their heads. Oh, we were demoralized. Oh, we're demoralized because of this kid. You're going to push him out the door. You're going to push him out the door and he's going to go play for someone else. So, and if anything's they're demoralized on the field, they literally have all the power in their hands to fix it. What do they say about us Muppets in the crowd who actually support them? You know, we literally can do nothing. We're the ones who are demoralized, thinking, "Gee, can this season be over already?" We know we're done. Like we're not going to win a game.
When the coach says season's over in round 2, like what are the fans supposed to think?
100%. Disgusting. Bearded Ram. Okay, 1558. I reckon the Bombers would have beaten my No, you're giving us way too much credit, bro. We're losing to the Dandenong Stingrays, mate. We're not beating anybody.
Get Frankston out there, you'll be right.
100%. Frank Ganistan's all over it, mate. Get around him. Daniel Green, hey gents, hope you're well. Terrible week, mate. I got to 110,000 ranks. That's what you call all over. Nah,
it's not too bad, Daniel. I mean, like if you were rank 110,000 in like round 15, okay. But I look at my team compared to some other content creators, and I'm like 200 points away from like a top 10K spot. So I can't imagine you're that far off either. So many of us, and it's kind of the beauty of all these popular players being injured. So many of us have been given the green light to trade the shit out of our teams. And what was last year spending 9 trades in 3 weeks as a bad thing now almost becomes a necessity just due to all these rookie carnage and primo carnage and really highly owned players not doing very well. So just set yourself up, get your cash gen right, ride the wave for now. And I guarantee you, if you've got 5 or 6 trades come round 20 or even round 18, you're doing fantastic and you'll push highly up the ranks, because those last 5 or 6 weeks, mate, people run out of trades. And then I was ranked 250 and ended up ranked 15K. So you just make sure that you get top 10 players and top 8 players across the line in each position. Not ruck. You don't want top 8 rucks, but the other spots on field. And your team will be looking much better for it. So, yeah, it's not all doom and gloom. It sucks. It's not all doom and gloom, though, and I think you'll be okay. Yeah, just get through it. These kind of I think you were saying to me last week that it's like your second week in Supercoach and stuff, and sorry, second year in Supercoach, and yeah, right now it kind of feels doom and gloom, but I guarantee you there's a lot of people in the same position, and I managed to turn myself around from trading out Oliver, who dropped the 117 on my head, so we can do that, and everyone will be happy. So yeah, not too bad there.
She'll be right. You just come in like a wrecking ball at the end of the season, mate.
That's it.
Sherry
Pick your right captains. The right captains can be the difference between 3 or 4 players' scores, as we saw from Cherry this week. So,
like Tristan, 100%.
Yeah.
Hey, Spanky, Arvo, lads. Dirty drop initiated, dirty drop received. Love to see it. Aussie Broad, but I have cash gen elsewhere with Lombard. Lombard cash gen, lol. Roses. Malcolm Roses, okay.
Never again on my bench. Bloody Lombard.
Right, bruh. Who's bruh supposed to be? Buderick, Selwood, Jacques, Grill, Carroll, Blamiers, Pooh, Marshall, Dev, McAndrew, Parrish, etc. And have Bont, Dacos, and Butters, in my opinion, very nice.
Yeah.
I still think you want cash gen, I think, ultimately.
Yeah. I think this year especially, it was like, I don't believe it to a certain extent, but it was definitely touted as being somewhat of a poor draft. And historically, rookies that come in now are the ones that stay for the long term. So I wouldn't be holding my fingers and say, I'm not going to pick up a Cook. I'm not going to pick up a Sherry next week. Lafau, okay, he's a little bit more expensive, but you always have to be upgrading and getting rid of these players because you don't want to end up like me and have Camporelli, on your bench stuck dead. I mean, it's week 1 and we've already had Josh Lindsay in and out of the side. So, yeah, what happens with Zach Alinsky is that too. And then slowly the numbers start to drop off. So, yeah, 100%. I can see a world where Leo Lombard doesn't play this. Well, I mean, he's not going to play this week. Maybe next week he doesn't play. So,
you're right. Yeah. I can see a world. You're right, Jez. I can see a world where he's not playing this
prediction week. There, Big J. where Leo Lombard doesn't play either. So, yeah, it's very interesting.
There you go, Kobe. I've just highlighted what happened to Miles Bergman. He sprained his ankle and suffered heel bruising. So, not playing. Carlton versus Melbourne. Someone will be 2 wins and 1 loss.
Crazy. Or maybe it's a draw. Maybe 1-1-1. Just for the loss.
No one lost, but no one's won. It's a draw. Both the teams are even. I love that song. Great song. Don't be hard on yourselves, chaps. Must be pressure making content when you're working with Spuds.
Yeah. Like Joe's a little bit better this week, but I was feeling like heads up between us, right, on the chat. But I was legitimately feeling not well about the Clayton Oliver trade, and then coming into Sunday, Murdoch started pumping good scores, and I was like, okay, I've only lost 20 points, but yeah, you beat yourself up quite a lot being a content creator, and every pick and every trade and everything you do is scrutinized, and starting to realize that, hey, we're here for the ride, and what you do is with what happens with your team, because everyone's team's a little bit different. So yeah, thanks very much there, mate. 100%.
It's not hard on myself at all. Absolutely not. It's still early days, but I really appreciate you saying these things, man. We really do appreciate it, us content creators, and I know we obviously put ourselves out there to try and give people a lot of advice, and we do, of course, feel pressure, that people are coming to us, and we don't want to be doing stupid shit, you know what I mean? So
trading Tom Stewart out and then back in, and missing out on Josh Dacos's 185 because I traded him out, and it's like, hey, it happens.
So we understand. We understand that we do put a bit of pressure on ourselves, but I just,
of course,
just take it as a game. It is a game, and ultimately, it's all a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys enjoy it, right? That it is content, it is information, but we also like to have a bit of fun. So a lot of what we say is just like our morbidity, for example. I'm not being actually serious. It's just a throwaway comment, right? So, but yes, really appreciate you checking in on us. Woohoo Review, you're a legend. Michael, good to see you. Here you go. Do we think Whitfield will end up being a top 6 defender by season's end, or has Ash and Fonte eaten into his points?
I think he'll be 100% around the mark. Defense outside of Jack Sinclair at the moment is really up in the air. I mean, Connor Rosie probably could have been in there. Maybe not so much now with the injury. Jordan Clark, in last week he scored 75, and this week he had 75 before halftime. So it's very much up in the air. I think a lot of teams are trying out a lot of different stuff, and it's always going to be run by who's the major kick-out takers across each team. So Ash may be taking into his points, but Ash has always been that guy. I think the problem with Whitfield, Michael, not that you get rid of him now, because if he's good for an 80 or a 90 in your backline at the moment, you've got to kind of stick with it. But Whitfield is always been Mr. Fix-It, and that's something that's affected me in the past by owning him too. Ash can only really play backline, whereas Whitfield gets moved around quite a lot. Sometimes he'll take CBAs. Sometimes he'll run up and down the ground. Sometimes he's been put in the forward line to try and create a bit of dash or be the kick out, like the guy that sets up the goals and things like that for them. So it's a weird position being a guy that can play lots of different roles, similar to a Jordan Dawson as well. I think he folds into this mold too. So top 6, definitely. Top 4, maybe not. But that's all right, because as long as you lock him into your team, you'll be fine for a while. And their run opens up quite a lot after round 4. So we'll take it as the first 4 games, cool, I've dealt with shit. But then he could be popping out 110s every week after this. So I think, things change a little bit.
Super Irish. Thank you very much. Do we trade Parrish to Murdoch?
It really depends on what the rest of your team looks like. Parrish still is going to make some money. Like, he's projected 94. If he scores that, he'll make 27K. If Parrish is the worst player in your team, then do it. But Parrish being the price that he is means that it's really easy to go up to a player. Even in your defense, a lot of us have a Sam Grill in your defense and things like that. So next week, Parrish plus, 150K could equal a Dan Houston or somebody if the pick works out well. I'd be more getting rid of like a Sharp or someone like that to him. Personally, I'd say hold and fix another rookie before you fix him, because this year we've definitely found even trying to lock in a 60 on field is really tough. So maybe that kind of, I don't know. Joe might say something a little bit different being a Bombers fan, but I'd rather fix up the rookie cash gen than get rid of someone who's potentially scoring your 80s and 90s every week. Maybe Parrish is the demoralized one, Joe. He's pushing the bus.
Look, he had less last week in the Hawthorn game. Roberts had more centre bounces than Parrish did. So now Parrish has gone up and Roberts playing more of halfback, where he's, in my opinion, supposed to play. So, if that sort of slow ramp continues with Parrish, because we have to remember this guy has had a pretty horrid run with injury. And I know we as a club obviously also have had a horrid run with injury last year with how bad it was. And you look at the games that he played in the last, he played 3 games last year, 12 games the year before, 18, 16. So he really has had it tough staying out on the park, a bit like, your Prestiers, your Elliot Yos, those type of inside midfielder. So I can understand if they're slowly ramping him up in the midfield, bumping up his CBAs bit by bit, week after week, so that he doesn't end up going down injured. But I'm, for one, looking to trade him out as soon as I can, personally. It won't be as soon as this week. It's just because his break even is so low. But I can't wait to get him out of my side. I just don't want any Essendon player in my team. So I think Parrish is certainly going to be on the trading block for me next week. Parrish, I think, is my direct avenue to the bond, and I can't wait to do it. I really can't wait for this to be already next week.
Next week's going to be juicy.
Parrish has scored 65, 70 points or whatever it is against North Melbourne. He makes you, $20,000? And then off you go, mate. You're gone, skis. Thank you for your service. Get me Bontempelli in. So that's what I'm doing. Pontus Maximus Aurelius, mate. So, yeah. I'd hold on Parrish, trade someone else. I'm sure you've got someone else, maybe a Sharp type or maybe a Lindsay with a Grill in the midfield. You can trade out Lindsay, swing Grill there. Surely you've got someone who's a dead boy that can be traded to Murdoch, I reckon. So, yeah. That's what I'd suggest. But here. Oh, Big Joe, your team stopped me. We're getting 6 out of 7 in the tipping. You tipped the Eagle.
No, he's saying if he tipped North Melbourne and then he didn't get 7 out of 7. Yeah, buddy, I tipped North Melbourne as well. We should have won, but yeah, it's a bit of a rough time, I think.
Hey, on the flip side, on the positive, it means you've got us on the rebound. And so far...
But you guys have the rebound too, because it's like, hey... Brad Scott's just yelled at the entire club and things like that. So, yeah, Zach Merritt's got something to prove this week.
Bro, we are the ultimate rebound team. Hawthorn showed up, then come out, obliterate us. Port Adelaide, you guys show them up, they come out, obliterate us. You guys then lose to West Coast, you're going to come out, and honestly, it will be poetic justice. You haven't beaten us in 10 years. Back when Brad was coach. It would be such poetic justice. Last time, Brad beat us from the outside. This time, Brad's beating us from the inside. So the AFL plant is going to continue to screw us.
It'll be the spuds that Brad drafted too that end up doing it.
Globes, tell you my boy, my walk boy Cogs will be the ones who think, yeah, he's come out of the blue for you, hasn't he? Jeez, Cogs. Yep. The role is shit, but he just continues to follow the ball everywhere.
Yeah, someone who was...
he had more this week. He had more centre bounces this week.
Someone who I think the last couple of years we've definitely looked at as, hey, let's hope he kind of bounces back and does what he needs to do. And I think Cornelio's finally stepping up and has got over some of those injuries. So, as we've been saying about Whitfield Globes, Cogs has a great run post round 4. So we'll see what happens. I think could be fantastic for you.
You don't have to pay me. You always make me feel better, Mark. You're such a top bloke, mate. Oh, what's this? I did call this injuries list last week, joke which came through. Stop. That's why I told you, Mark, last week. Don't speak it into fruition, and you did. Mate. Sports Nuts scored 1883 and ranked 1.6 overall, which I know is great, but something feels off about my team for some reason. I've got Rosie, Track, and Dyson Sharp, which I'll probably all trade. Early buys suck.
Yeah, I think a lot of it really does come down to just a little bit of luck to start the season for a lot of people. So you've done bloody fantastic, and it's up to you now to keep pushing up and holding on to the run and holding on to the lead, I think, a little bit. So great work made and just about grabbing those guys. I think the way cash gen is going, Joe, we're really lucky at the moment where Bontempelli's obtainable, given all the injuries, and guys like Cherry and Jackson are as well, because you've got a few rookies at the moment. Some are doing great and some are really not great. So we may get stuck in terms of cash gen at some point. So, yeah, just works out okay that we can jump on these guys now.
G-Bags, their fellas got 17.5. My moves this week are Rosie, Finn McRae, and Decam to Worrell, Murdoch, and Dogger.
So I assume you're holding Petrarca then? I guess that's kind of just a, hey, like I'm just waiting, holding Petrarca. Maybe I'll do something with him next week, I assume, with the team. But yeah, I don't mind it. It's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Thinking of doing track to bot next week and trading Sharp or Lindsay then as well.
Yeah, just about the DPP in the backline, really. Lindsay's kind of put us in a weird spot where I've got Grill already and Rosie's got DPP, but outside of Zach Alinsky, Joe, there's not a lot of movement at the moment until round 6 when the likes of Blamires gets DPP and Tanner Bruin gets it as well. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, my God. Bro, we're going to get to your question, Super Blue Iris. We're going to get there. You're so impatient, mate, but you're generously impatient. Thank you very much. Thoughts on Rosie to Zorko?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Interested to see what happens with Brisbane post-bye. Does Kadeen Coleman kind of get there and things like that? What happens with their backline? Because obviously they've had the week off and you'd assume they've done some training and stuff in there. But I think Zorko, until he gets injured, is probably a lock for a top 7 defender. So he'll be an ultra pod, man. No one will have him. So, while this week everyone's jumping on Ruckman, you could be jumping on Dane Zorko. I'm not sure what the backline run for him is like, but he's not exactly going to go up in price by a huge amount. Break even of 87. So I think St Kilda give up a lot of points to halfbacks.
They do.
Yeah, so maybe Zorko's a great selection for you then. Like, no one will have him.
Old man.
Nobody will have him.
Correct. He's an old man. You always get nervous about trading in old men who could get injured at any point in time, but good luck with that one. Parrish 100% getting flipped. Yeah, for sure. Sick of him already. Going Rosie, Track, and Lombard to Worrell, Dersma, and Marshall with 717K in the bank.
And this is what I'm a bit scared of too, is that a lot of people are offloading the likes of Petrarca and stuff like that. And next week, Bontempelli's ownership. Nobody had Bont. I reckon Bont's, let me see what Bont's ownership is now. Bontempelli's ownership is 30%. I reckon round 4, he's going to be like 70. Not 70% owned, sorry. Let's say 50% owned, Bontempelli, by next week. Just because everyone's going to have 700K in their bank, Joe. And it's like, cool, yep, let's jump on him.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a really interesting situation. Now, if you didn't care about Bontempelli, you could say, hey, I'm going to use that 700K and upgrade a Houston, upgrade a Worrell, upgrade someone else. You could almost get 2.5 primos from that. But that's the question you've got to make with yourself, right? A lot of our backline rookies are spuds at the moment. So do you put that 700K into getting a Worrell and a Houston next week into your backline? Or do you just say, hey, stuff it. Who can I pick? Dyson Sharp, pretending going up to Bontempelli. So, yeah, it's interesting.
There's avenues because we're trading out premiums and no one really wants to bring in a forward premium.
Yes.
So
we just don't know who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Who they're going to be.
And we're waiting for the DPP to come in. And when you've got people like Dev Rob that you're happy to field and Marshall doing all right, you're happy to field him as well. If Cook is going in the 70s every week, you're not saying no to that as well. Obviously, Pooh is pooing it up everywhere, but everyone has the poo. It's contagious, the diarrhea. But it's a line that you don't mind building rookies on because you just know that everyone else is in the same boat.
And backline's in an interesting position as well because Tanner Bruin's 100% getting DPP. Blamires looks like he's getting DPP as well. So can you hold out 2 weeks and say, well, I'm not going to stack my backline because I've got DPP guys that can switch? It's going to make things very interesting, I think.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So, evening, gents. G'day, James.
Nice, James. Great score, mate. Pretty good. Do you have the? You must have the
Very
captaincy on Cherry, because I think that's
Yeah,
the
it
only
must
way
be.
that a lot of people have cracked the 2K.
I wanted to wait and see on Shays. Wasn't sure if Roll would shift a touch, but seems solid and now gave me a target. There you go.
Well, there you go.
Not sure about the cooked job security, worth a risk if you need the DPP. I think they've got a few injuries at the Crom. They're dropping one at a time, which obviously certainly helps out a guy like Cook keep his spot in the team. And he was looking bad early on and wasn't really scoring much. And I did the live watch along on that game, and geez, I'm so glad I decided to go live with that game, because that was an absolute belter. All of us here in the chat were having an absolute blast about that. All of a sudden, Cook just started to cook. We were all complaining about why this guy wasn't touching it. He wasn't getting near it. Nothing was happening. And then bang, 33 points last quarter. Get around him.
And I hope, I know a few people asking me about Wayne Millerer. I hope people didn't go early on the selection and get burnt too much by him. So, yeah, that would, it's not great.
He could be good, though, because if if Worrell misses because they manage him, obviously with I think he might have passed.
Laird's out for a couple of weeks too.
Laird's out for a couple of weeks. It could just mean that it just becomes Wayne Miller a season almost. But also Jordan Dawson go back there. Who knows? I'd love it if Dawson was playing off half back. If he was, he just becomes so much more enticing of a pick. But yeah. What can I say? Can't say too much about it, unfortunately. Moving on to, whereas I already have Jackson in English, so Sherry. You say Sherry is irrelevant. You say that now.
Nah, chuck him at flex, buddy. Don't like what we thought Cherry's run, and it's similar to Bontempelli, Joe. The fact that I hate that I never jumped on these two guys to start the season. Got suckered in by Amy, and then round 0. Cherry, we said early run up until about round 8 is dog shit. Cherry, now averaging 165 in the early run, it's dog shit. So yeah, everything that we've been told has happened with Cherry. So I wouldn't be putting a disclaimer on anything. I think at the moment he's just phenomenal. The guy has, a few people jumped off him.
2 people have traded him out this week.
He'll let the opposition ruckman get the ball, and then he just tackles them. So if that works for Cherry, that works for us.
God have mercy. About 6.5% trading in Big X this week, because
it'll be more.
Obviously, they've been given the green light with a Petrarca injury or a Rosie injury, and it's like, holy shit, we can't miss this. So
no, you have to have him.
I think Zorko is the best trade for Rosie with the Lions fixture. There you go. He's a very nice. You know what you're gonna get with Zorko. He's got kick-ins and owns off halfback. Thoughts on Sherry and Chase Jones as rookie options? Not this week for Sherry.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know about Chase Jones. He didn't play the first game, I think, so he's not on the bubble. But I'm a little bit wary of bringing in someone who's just got a spot due to injury. How much did he score last week? Oh no, he scored the 86. Okay. I think Sherry's locked himself in a position barring injury. He just looks really good. So potentially both of them become options next week. We'll see. Maybe a couple of cheeky downgrades for us and Kilda players, because I don't think Philippu's making much money out of probably next week. So, we'll see what's up.
So happy that Sherry is a forward rookie.
He's got DPP. It's great.
So happy that we can get him in our forward lines. And
so you know what that will be? That'll be 4.
99
and like preseason picks, 4 of them in our teams, all at 99k. It's ridiculous. What is this AFL?
Mateus,
coming from the state leagues too.
What is this shit from Mateus, bro? What is this poo? Seriously, so bad. I know he was injured in this game.
I think he's just been injured. Like they're just recovering him from the injury. So
Please, you got to wake up, Mateus. You got to wake up, bro. But otherwise, it's going to be Lombard who just gets axed because this guy is really annoying me. He hasn't. We thought he'd be.
I reckon he's got a spite game coming, Leo Lombard. At some point, he's got to pull the finger out, and if he doesn't, he's going to make you a tiny bit of cash. But I agree, Philippou to Sherry's 90K. Like, even if he doesn't make any money from here on out, he's kind of worth it in terms of the trade. So maybe it's Bont and 2 rookies in next week, Joe. Like 2 more rookies, and then you just ride the wave of upgrades from then on.
Yeah, well, I've definitely got possibilities. I've basically got a premium in my bench.
Did you get rid of Petrarca this week? Is that where the money's come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm currently holding him.
I've got a premium. I know because I got both Watkins and Cook this week.
Yeah.
So I've just gone with both of them.
Who was the player in?
Houston.
Oh yeah, that's where the money's gone.
Coming off the bye. See what happens. Butters and Watkins are simpatico. He will play. Love it. That's right. True.
Otherwise, he gets dropped and shift off to the VFL and see you later, Butters, I guess.
Jones, yes. Sherry, no. Okay, there you go. Hey,
I'll get Sherry.
Duff Tyler. He was very good. Very good. Right now, Rosie, Track, and Sharp to Cook, Watkins, and Sherry. Yeah, you need Sherry. Running the same structure as you, Big J, and preying on a dogger DPP.
Yeah, I potentially am not doing that, but if I did, then that would be the case, 100%.
You're not getting Sherry this week?
No. I'll get Sherry, but I might not go Sherry and Jackson in this week. Like I'm just weighing up: is the Cook cash gen worth no Jackson versus Richmond?
Yeah.
But if I do that, then McAndrew's on the bench, so that's the top up I'll have. Just got to figure it out in my head what's up because I think cash gen in previous years has just murdered me, so I kind of need it.
Powell to Houston. Who's Powell? You got Will Powell? Interesting shout there, Woohoo Review. Okay. It was a bit of a pod. Vittorio Villela.
What's up?
Bimba Maley is debuting. McAndrew out. Oh, yeah,
no.
Right.
Yeah, no. Finbar Maley, like, he's a good forward ruck, but there's no chance. Zero chance. I'm sorry. Zero chance.
How funny was Patrick Voss? Bro, that was the most ridiculous thing. I was going to throw him into the crowd. 100%.
He's a strong boy.
And walked away with him. And you just see Andy Brayshaw in the background going like, what the hell? What's he doing? Where is he going with the man? That was just ridiculous. And by the way, Patrick Voss, you're never going to be in my Supercoach team. Even if you were a good player, even if you were going to be well enough to score points, you're never going to be in my team. I have a 0 dickhead policy. And doing the crying thing, mate, who do you think you are? All right? Your name is Prancing Pony. Just go off and eat your hay, mate. Get off the grass. I have no... Just seriously.
Ouch.
Not absolutely not required. He is #1 bona fide blog over there at Fremantle. Every team needs to have someone unlikable, and without a shadow of a doubt, he is a very unlikable person. That's just my take. Shambolic Fishman. Fair enough. Very shambolic. Be careful on the Worrell trade as he's off for scans, apparently. Yep, fair enough. Maley is in for backup ruck. Highly doubt it.
Yes.
Not when McAndrew's playing so well.
Nah, they'll never drop McAndrew. He's so good, and he's just building into it as well. Like, he could be 500K very, very quickly.
Thoughts on Cal Wilkie and Mills? Oh, not Cal Wilkie, G-Bags. He's a key defender, bro.
Mills is on the bye, so we don't need to worry about him too much. I don't mind Mills. Blakey's very up and down, whereas I think Mills potentially is a little bit better. Wilkie, problem with key defenders, right? Or people that take too many intercepts and whatnot. Every week it's something different. It could be tagging and then not tagging and then covering these players and so on and so forth. So, yeah, it's just a bit time for him.
Weird thing with Callum Mills playing a lot more behind the ball. He certainly had a lot of inflated, 6 kick-ins to get to 107. Like, this guy is not going to be a top 6 defender. And what's his price, Callum Mills? 521. Like, you're picking him to be a primo. You're picking him to be a keeper. And he's not. I don't think he's top 6. So I wouldn't go there, G-Bags. If you're spending that much money, you really want them to be there at the end of the season, doing the heavy lifting for you and being top of line. That's really what you want to be. I think you really want the. I love Cal Wilkie as a player. Yeah, I love Cal Wilkie, even outside of Supercoach. I think he's probably St Kilda's most important player. I know Nas is the big flashy guy, but they really don't have a replacement for Cal Wilkie. And I think a lot of times Cal Wilkie sort of flies under the radar when we discuss who the best defenders in the league are. Definitely Sam Taylor's up there, Harris Andrews up there, Wiedering up there. But yeah, you've got to include Cal Wilkie. I think he's definitely a very, very good underrated player. Flashed, I think hopefully in a round or two, I'll be able to set and forget my team for a week or two at least. So in a round or two, hopefully set and forget in a week or two. Apart from Lindsay, I shouldn't have any deadish rookies after next round. It's crossed.
Yeah, you'd hope so. Depends on Zach Alinsky and things like that. Rookies can kind of come out of nowhere, but I think the play at the moment will be fix up the players we're fixing up and then throw a bunch of money at our defense because there's quite a few dead rookies on there that aren't scoring big numbers compared to like your forward rookies, for example. So, yeah, interesting time at the moment in Supercoach land.
Sent Stephen by 5 TD. Okay. Rosie, Track, and Blackiston to Houston, Sherry, and Cook will miss Watkins' first price rise, but lack of DPP's hurt. Have banked the cash to go Paris straight to Bont next week.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
The lack of DPP.
I guess you've got Cook in the forward line just to DPP. There's a train of thought where this really makes sense, especially with us having, I've got Richards and Anderson. A few other people have got some different big players too, plus Tim English. Like last week, the people that did really well were the ones that had a lot of primos in that week. There's a train of thought where that happens. Like, is the trades you're doing now worth the 50K you're probably going to have to spend again, potentially? This really does feel, Stephen, like a wait for team sheets kind of decision to make with yourself and things like that. Watkins, at the moment, if I just look at his projections, break even of negative 62, only projected a 35, and he's going to go up 40K. So let's pretend that's like a 70 and he goes up 60K. You're kind of deciding if you want Watkins or not want Watkins at that point. Because next week there's guys like Sherry around, which might be the better player to pick anyway. So, yeah, I understand. But there's, interesting times ahead, I think. And it's these decisions that you kind of have to make on a personal level with yourself and be like, hey, I'm okay with doing this or not doing this. That kind of thing with yourself. So, yeah.
I think you want Kins.
Yeah. But tanking this week, what's your projection at the moment, Joe?
Who cares about projections? I've got Tristan Sherry, and Tristan Sherry is going to smash all 151. What a joke. Yeah. He's going 300, my captain at the moment.
Captain Sherry.
Captain him?
Yeah, I've currently put him, Optimize puts him as captain. So what's yours showing? Yeah, see, I don't know how you're doing it, but somehow you're like 100 points, 150 points ahead of me in projections.
I told you, it doesn't matter, bro. That doesn't mean jack shawarma.
Ridiculous.
Projections are ridiculous. Don't worry about projections, mate. So when's the
next
week? What do you want me to say?
Win. Next week when you win, and it's going to be
it's not going to happen.
North Melbourne.
It's going to be poetic justice when North Melbourne beat us next week. It will be
Not gonna happen.
poetic justice. It's going to happen. If you guys don't beat us next week,
It's
then
so
just-
not going to happen.
then wrap it up. Sack Clarko. You guys are no good. We are demoralized, Big J. How are you losing to a
You've got a
demoralized
week of
team?
moralization. You'll do like some camp out in the bush on Thursday night and come back and be all happy and let's smash them. Like, I have no faith in this club. We beat Port Adelaide and that was refreshing, but I have zero faith in this club at the moment. It is not a fun time being a North supporter.
It's so much fun being a Bombers supporter, isn't it? Lefau and that's the guy. That's right. That's the guy.
Who's OHB?
Maley Shaw. OHB is that young Tigers man who's never played a game.
Oh yeah,
Who could be the assistant ruckman. But OHB got destroyed by Crossley, so I think Jackson going to go big against Richmond. Yeah, Freo by 100 plus, and Luke Jackson is going to rival Tristan Sherry's score this week.
Yeah. So if you want, pick both.
So I'm a little bit annoyed that I just didn't have the cash last week to get Jackson instead of English. I just missed it.
Got a Tristan Cherry 199. Oh
Well,
no.
I started him. So I'm allowed
No.
to own him there. Thoughts on Jake Rogers? 30k more than Lefau with 2 good scores under his belt.
I think the inclusion of him is really hurting Leo Lombard. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can happen between now and then, but I don't think he's ever going to leave the team from now on. Last week scored like a 110. This week scored a 70. He looks really good. Has he had a price rise though? That's my question. I feel like he has.
No.
Not yet. Cool, because he didn't play round 0. Easy. I really like him. Really like him. It's just like at this point, when you've got players like him, you start to look at, hey, what does a Sherry score? And how's his job security and things like that? For 80k cheaper, can I get someone who's locked into his team in the best 23? Potentially. That's where Rogers the pick's great, but does he get to 350k? Because that's probably the price that Sherry getting to 250k is worth what Rogers needs to for you to pick him.
Yeah,
I think you start the inflated rookies. You don't bring them into your team, to be honest, barring like a Cook, which a few people started anyway.
he's obviously capitalized on playing against Richmond. The fixture will start to increase in difficulty for the Suns. G'day, fellas. G'day, Maltesing.
What's up, Maltesing?
What carnage. Only bonus was Murphy Reed, Cogs, oh my lord. Also, there isn't a rookie ruck, Finbar Maley, coming for Crows this week.
Yeah,
Why?
he'll play.
Why is
He'll
everyone
play.
saying that?
Huh?
Why is everyone saying Finbar Maley is coming in for sure? This week?
Because he's been announced as playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's on the socials and stuff. He's been announced as playing. So, yeah, should come in. Finbar Maley, I think he's overpriced though. 175k forward only, so we don't even get the DPP. He'll ruck forward, I think, for them. There's some people saying that Philthorpe might be a bit of a test as well. So we'll see.
Oh, there you go. Maley to debut.
Yeah.
Hello. Where have I been living under?
It's
a
funny.
rock?
You knock out Mark Keane, and then you get your debut like 3 weeks later.
He looks good in Crom gear, doesn't he?
He does.
He looks very crummy.
He really good club person, which is what you want. And I think his kicking is a little suspect, but his marking's fantastic. So if they give him the opportunity in the forward line, giving him the right disposals and deliveries, I think he'll be fantastic for them. There's something we couldn't offer.
Be interesting to see what the ruck split is. But I think
I don't think he's going to jump.
He'll be definitely more forward. 100% will be more forward.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to jump into him too much.
Bin Malay. On your maily. Hey, Maltesing. Member
What's up,
for 13
Maltesing?
months. Next week, playing for the first sacked coach cup.
Pretty much. We'll see what's up, but it could definitely happen.
Nah, you're not getting sacked. You guys clearly have shown a lot more this year than we have.
We've won one game, Joe. Shown what?
Hey, you've won one more than we have. I have no idea where that win's coming. That is it's a shocking looking. 7 News Adelaide said he is in because Thilthorpe has back niggle.
Yeah.
Too busy carrying the game.
Major forwards, and then we don't need to worry.
He's too busy carrying the weight of the bloody Adelaide forward line on his back. That's why. This guy is ridiculous. There are reports that Sherry is starting next week's game on 35 points.
Whatever works, man.
Whatever works. Hurd would be better. He can coach. Look, it's not got lol Hurd. Yeah, no, it's not happening, bro. Hurdy is not coming back. That ship has long sailed. And to be fair, it's not required at the moment. I know there's definitely a romantic side to it that, you know, there's unfinished business. The AFL got in the way, redemption arc, all that jazz. Everyone loves a comeback story, but for the Bombers to move forward and to be good, they have to let go of the past and they have to embrace modernity. And if you're going to pick a coach who has shown that he can win in the modern era, I think you need to go for people like Horst Longmire, people like Adam Simpson, to an extent, people like Ken Hinckley, who has brought his team to multiple prelims. Yes, they've never tasted ultimate success, and he's recently just signed that contract with Fox. So people like Horst Longmire, who is uncompromising, will set the standard. He's having a bit of a break right now. I don't really like going for coaches having a second gig either. It tends to be more often than not that they're not successful. So I feel like you're going to either go with someone who is proven and done it before, like a Horst Longmire, for a period of time to really set standards, transform the club culturally, and I suppose set it up for maybe an untried coach. A bit like a Goodwin receiving from Ruse. I think we need someone who is an untried coach, who's up for the energy, up for the fight, having been taught by someone experienced and knows what to do. I think it has to be someone untried and someone who really wants to take the challenge on.
I would almost argue the opposite. I think there's so much pressure at the moment for your team to perform that having someone brand new walk in that doesn't have a pedigree, or at least hey, I've been number 2 for a premiership level coach for the last 10 years or something like that, could cause like Brendan Bolton to Carlton issues. So I don't know who it would be, but yeah, it's you need someone, maybe whoever's under Fagan, for example, or someone else, things like that to come in, because the pressure is going to be there. I don't think the Essendon faithful can hold on and not do anything for the next 3 or 4 years again. Like what's going to be 15 years before you win the final? Like 30 years before you win a final? Like, yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can't be, and I just look at Alistair Clarkson as a perfect example of this. Hawthorn were shit for a long period of time, but they're like, no, we're not going to stay shit. We're going to go away from all of these Hawthorn people. We're not going to embrace, we need to bring our own back in, because you need to modernize. You need to move on. And They pick Alistair Clarkson, who had never coached a senior club before and had never played for Hawthorn either. So, and you ask any Hawthorn supporter, do you guys regret appointing Alistair Clarkson as your coach at the time? Absolutely not. Transformed the club. He came in 2005 to 2021, and in that span of 16 years, they've won 4 flags. On average, a flag every 4 years, which is ridiculous, right? So I think as long as you pick the right person, as long as you pick the right untried coach and you give him all the support that they need, right? You surround them with experience. You surround them with leadership, whether it's a new guy who then has in the box Longmire, Hinkley, you're looking at, Simpson. You're looking at a lot of these coaches around the league. Look at the coaches' boxes. So many ex-coaches end up going back and being assistant coaches. So
yeah, of course.
I think that's what we need. I think ultimately it should be an untried person surrounded by experience. Give me a gig. I'll try. I'll do anything.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Geez, thank you very much for the 13 months, guys. If you haven't already and you're interested, membership's only $5 to the channel. You get access to us exclusively on Tuesdays to talk shit or whatever you want to do. Members team as well, and a few other things coming throughout the year. So yeah, no pressure, but it is available if you guys are interested. And if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe. We are trying to get to that magic 3K plus mark. Greatly appreciate that if you guys haven't already.
100%, but right on bench, only using second ruck, no going the forward line. Yeah, he's been shocking this year for sure. Thoughts on Shea Bolton? Ethan. I'm definitely intrigued by him having so many CBAs, and I was just reading that article where it was here about Shea Bolton having, looking to have increased midfield minutes, particularly in the absence of Hayden Young. The only question is, does this role stick after Hayden Young comes back? Because if we look at him last week, it's Bolton. If we look at his output last week compared to this week, obviously when Shea Bolton got the bump up in CBAs with Hayden Young not in the side, he had 26% CBAs and scored 68 points. Hayden Young goes out, he gets 71% CBAs and 142. So what are we going to get? And how long is Hayden Young out for? Do we know how long Hayden Young is out for?
A few more weeks to go, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Look, Bolton burnt me last year. I'm not going to touch him with a 10-foot pole. I'm happy to say, okay, you come by round 10 if I need him, or come by that period of time if we need him. All right, I'll get him in. But yeah, there's no chance for me. There's literally no chance for me at all.
Updates tomorrow.
Yeah.
So obviously you got to keep an eye out on Hayden Young. If he's out long term, then could potentially be decent, especially considering who he's playing this week. Isn't he playing Richmond? So could go ballistic.
He won't be back this week.
Yeah, could go. Doggo definitely going to have 40, 30, 30 ruck. Yeah, and no DPP. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Going to run Sherry in English with ZZ, moving him to R3, and McAndrew to flex. Yep, that's basically...
That's what I'm looking at too.
That's me at the moment. I can't think of a time in the past when a ruck was listed as a starting rover. He's insane. He is a unicorn, isn't he? I heard you couldn't get ruck and mid DPP. Is that true?
No. What the talk is that Blitzard's had it at one point. I think he had it last year even. There's been ruck defenders and ruck forwards. Can't see why they can't have ruck mids. It's just that they don't line up in the circle. So it's very, very rare that it happens, because outside of Luke Jackson, how many roving rucks are there? Like in general, there's none. So, yeah. Not really.
Yes, legend. That's exactly right. Starting all the top lot, set and forget next year.
Yeah. Well, that's what I tried to do, and then Ed Richards came along, and then a few other people came along too. So, yeah. The ceiling is just too big, man.
Oh, you want Sherry, especially this week. You want Sherry, 100%.
Well, Jackson, I think, will do very well against no ruck. Let's be honest.
Oh, he will.
Jackson's matchup is very good, and Freo's got a great run over the next couple of weeks, so I wouldn't be picking on him too much.
I'm not picking on him. Dogger is the unicorn. I don't know why they call him Dogger. This guy should be unicorn, not Dogger. He is insane. It's ridiculous. Jackson, the first triple P.
Apparently,
100%.
it's a thing in fantasy, but it's not in Supercoach.
Interesting. Rucks cannot get mid-status DPP, says Ricky's lawyer, Saul.
Well,
Okay,
if Ricky's a lawyer, so he must know.
No, it's Ricky's
No,
lawyer.
no, it's a joke.
It's not,
Yeah.
So it's a Better Call Saul, mate. Better Call Saul. McAndrew doesn't have that good of a ruck run coming up. Might not be the worst bench option. True. Glad I backed in Sherry and Gorn went from 31K to 2K.
Hey.
Well done,
Nice
Aiden.
work, Aiden. Great work, buddy.
Rough. Look at this profile picture, mate. Bro, you're gonna break my screen with how hard you're flexing. Just calm it down. Miller might get. Yes, that's right. We saw that. As bad as my team is, at least I didn't. Oh my God.
Get in, Michael. Get in.
Michael,
Oh,
I swear to you, and Big J.
oh wow.
Big
So-
J will vouch for me.
Yeah. Apparently Dan Annibal's out 4 months with a shoulder too.
Oh, that's all right. Sorry,
saw
I'm
that.
very sorry about that.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, look, when I thought about it a little bit more, and I realized, holy crap, it's Reeves and Meek double team. I thought,
Yeah.
shit, no, I should use my money better elsewhere. But I didn't have time to record a video to tell you guys that I wasn't starting him because I was going to the game. So you know what I did? I stuck with him. Even though I wanted to change, I stuck with him. Just so that I could at least be a man of my word and wear the egg on my face for you. All right? It was for you, Michael, for you. Not just for you.
Not,
for everybody
not
else.
for anyone else, just Michael.
Just Michael. And everyone else who watches our stuff. So I got the cold feet, but I stuck to it anyway. All right? And then I traded him out after copping the bad score.
Yeah.
When I saw Nag do his hamstring, I changed my trade from Goulden to Sarong straight to Luke Jackson. One time, a late change actually works out. Luke Jackson will go bananas against Richmond. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think he will too.
Dacos or Jackson, but I have English and Sherry R1 and R2, and would leave McAndrew on the bench and limited options with Jackson flex.
Look, I would have loved to see a starting team that didn't start Zach Alensky. Maybe have him in the back line as just a player, and then have the likes of McAndrew at R3 and figure out what would actually happen. Because it could end up just being a really good cash cow for a lot of us. But I have no problems with this at all. I think Nick Dacos is playing Melbourne, so Thilstrop might... Sorry, no, he's playing... He might get the Bedford tag this week. There's some talk that that Bedford might be back, so we'll see what's up. You've done it, haven't you? There you go, boys. There you go. Zach Alensky to the back line.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. See, I would do that too. I just don't have Connor Rosie. My I don't know where my money's gone to pay compared to your team, but yeah, there you go, Joe. Triple ruck. You're in for a winner. We'll live historically through you. But yeah, there you go. Joe with the triple ruck, everybody.
Not true. I think Blixar's got it a few years ago in fantasy.
Yeah, I can't spell his name
Blitzcar.
either, let's be honest.
Or do Vizentini come straight back in Nah, Vicentini did a hammy, Mark. Vicentini's Gonski's, mate.
He's gone on a holiday.
Theo, g'day, Theo. I'm thinking triple downgrading for Cashgen, Watkins, Cook, and Dershma for Petrarca, Rosie, and Sharp. Watkins, Cook, and Dershma. Dershma's looked pretty good. Willem Dershma. He's a good player.
It was always a bit of a slow burn with those guys. But if it works out for you, it works out for you, I think.
Where is he?
I just don't know about, like, hey, we're going to get a few players coming up that are close in price, but better for us in terms of selections in Supercoach. So I'm a little bit wary of spending up so much.
Yeah, because he has to, because he's priced over 200K, he obviously has to maintain a much higher average to make a lot of money compared to if you're picking the basement rooks. But ultimately, I think it is really important that you nail your cash gen 100%, because cash is king. It's what's going to enable you to get your upgrades. No one's got anywhere close to a finished team, and it's the money.
Yeah,
it's the money that you make from these rooks now that you nail that will get you a long way. I started those 3 cheapies too, and still have Sherry, Dirk, Perez to come, if not more. Get around us.
Yeah,
how are you, boys?
Good. We'll see how many we've got coming up.
Worrell is injured, apparently. We'll see. I think he might have been cleared from his scans. So which primos are we losing next week, lads? What do you mean, which primos are we losing? In terms of the buys or in terms of injury? Or
who's going to get injured this week, Joe? Yeah.
It's only the highly owned players, because it was Petrarca, who I think everyone traded in, or if they didn't start him. And then it was Rosie, who everyone had locked into their backline.
Well, everyone had Petrarca anyway, because the round one, he drops a 160? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So whoever is the highest owned players are the ones who are getting injured. So maybe it's I don't want to say Jagger. No, that's not nice.
Yeah, don't say that after we both just brought him in.
I don't want to say this guy either, because it would make you cry. Number 3 on the one after Christian Petrarca is one Shazel.
No, it's not. Shazel will never get injured. Like,
oh my god, why'd you say that?
I'm sorry. His routine of just recovery is probably the best I've ever seen in my life ever. Like, that kid's eating 18 avocados every day, Joe. There's no way.
Bro, you can't just come out and say this guy will never get injured. That is the biggest. That is like the biggest moz of all time. What are you doing, man?
Oops.
Oh, oops. I don't even go for North Melbourne. I don't even go for North Melbourne, and my freaking heart has sunk now. Oh Jesus! Shazel, you gotta go to church or something.
You're gonna trade him out
now. Wherever you go, Shaze, you're gonna pray. You gotta pray really hard, bro. If it's not Shazel,
come to watch the game,
then it's Butters. So yeah, Sherry. No, don't say that. Bond probably has a fall while he's on the bye. Don't say that. You can't be.
I think Sherry would get. I think Sherry would get suspended before he gets. Before that ever happens. Let's be honest.
Should I get Watkins in now? Prioritize cash gen or Worrell Houston and prioritize backline stability. Looking at Watkins now, and go a Parish to an Ash after his bye.
Yeah, the way that I look at it is, if you go, how much over the next week is a Watkins going to go up in price compared to the guy that you're looking to bring in? The primo that you're looking to bring in. Like, I think Houston, he goes up by 20K. Okay. But you grab a Watkins, he's going to go up by quite a lot more very, very easily. So I would be grabbing the rookie and saying, okay, cool. Next week, if it happens, all right, I'll just grab the primo and then we're happy, you know? It's very tough afterwards. otherwise to make it work. So always grab the rookie. The primo might you might have a shit week. Houston could come out and score a 60, and then you miss out on Watkins's cash gen. So I think it's better to grab the rookie instead.
Right. Legit, everyone now is coming out for you, bro. You can't be doing this, bro. Take your dark heart away from here, Big J. What is this nonsense you're talking about?
Sorry, man. Sorry, buddy.
This is the man who's gonna get a bloody statue outside of Arden Street. And
now, my only problem with Sheasel is something that the commentators brought up was that he's a great player, but he gets 40 touches but doesn't have the impact. I think it was Daniel Gorringe or someone spoke about it over the weekend, and it's like Sheasel 40 touches, but only 4 score involvements this week. Like, it kind of doesn't. He gets a lot of junk time, which is great for us in Supercoach for the most part, but impact on field, I'd rather have him getting 25 and 8 score assists than 40 and crap, because it means like he's getting that mop up ball, and I don't think he'd be the one handballing into pressure, but it probably means that we are a bit handballing into pressure and stuff like that. So it makes it a bit rough for North Melbourne.
Or also be
sometimes 2 touches. It's like Tom Mitchell, right? Tom Mitchell was getting 50 touches every week, but if they're all shit, like what's the point? You know,
widescreen TV. Widescreen TV. Because you're a screen. You know, it's this is just for you, bro. It's a trap.
Yes. Yeah, no chance. And we're going to get, we spoke about it just before, right? But we're going to get Blameyer's DPP, likely just to be a good backline rookie for us for a long time. Tanner Bruin as well, DPP. Potentially Connor Buderick. Well, not potentially, he is going to get DPP too. So come round 6, are you going to get Jaden Short in your backline, or are you going to get one of these guys? Like, it's probably not worth it.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's safer to go rookie than Houston because of Watkins against Essendon with more mid-time for scoring 90. Worrell, Houston have some form. Yeah, correct. Cheers, lads. Went Houston over Worrell. Just keep an eye out on info and news, Travis. Whether or not Worrell gets up, if he's named, then I do like Worrell because I'm a lot more secure in Worrell's role. I just know that he is the guy who plays behind the play. He's the one that's always the go-to swing type of player. He's the one who's switch. When the switch happens, he's taking a lot of kick-ins. You know, I'm really happy with the Worrell role, but obviously, I'd much prefer him over Houston personally, because we just don't know with Houston what it's like with Howe and more. Dr. Cod asks, Dacos or Sherry?
Look, if you don't go Sherry this week, I don't think you're ever going to own him. He may drop down to like 650K at some point, but I really don't think you're going to own him for a very long time. So if you're okay with not owning him for a very long time, like who does North play round 4? So this week we played Blackiston, okay. Round 4, it's Sherry versus Monk Pitnet. Round 5, it's Sherry versus Darcy Fort. Round 6, it's Sherry versus nobody, unless Nankervis is back. Round 7, it is Sherry versus Briggs at Manuka Oval, so it's insanely small. Round 8, it's Sherry versus Mitch Edwards. Round 8. Round 9, it's Sherry versus Grundy. So round 9 is Andrew the next time. Yeah. So it's a tricky one. Yeah. Nick Dacos might come out and drop a 150 and Grundy could drop a little bit less. But I mean, if Bedford is any chance to come back, like Collingwood's in a weird position. And I think it's really hard to not bring in the guy that's averaging 163. Hence why I'm going to move heaven and earth to try and get Bont in, even if I have to trade Ed Richards or somebody to get Bont in. Like, he's the man and he's the selection and you have to kind of get him. So I think there's a few players in our Supercoach lives that are a little bit like that. and you have to do what you can do to get them in. And these kind of guys are those guys. So yeah, if you don't grab him now, you'll never. Not saying you're never going to be able to afford him, right? But it's pretty rough. And he's a guaranteed captaincy or vice captaincy option every week. Nick Dacos is averaging, well, he's projected a 108. Cherry's projected 151. So I think at this point in time, you grab the player you can afford. And then with the cash gen we've currently got, we try and figure out the rest as it comes.
Right, Sherry's projected to reach 802K.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
802.8. What the fish, bro?
Yeah.
813, 818. He's projected to end the season $818,000. Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's pretty great, isn't it?
Sherry will rise like 50K, more than most rookies.
Yeah.
Max Holmes is now a must. Look, I like Max Holmes. I think Max Holmes might be someone that I trade in maybe even before Dacos.
Yeah, I think if I didn't have the injuries this week, Max Holmes may be someone that I'd look to bring in. But unfortunately, we're kind of gifted and then not gifted in terms of who we're bringing in and not bringing in at the moment.
Sherry be locked in flex though. It's not a big deal, I don't think.
It doesn't matter.
My trades this week: Rosie, Sharp, and Traka out for Watkins, Cook, Lamar Jackson. They have 700K in the bank. Next week we bring the big Bont and another primo for Spud, Parrish, and Windsor.
Yeah, do it. It's perfect. It's
Very
absolutely
nice.
Perfect. And your team's going to be scoring a lot more than mine at the moment. So you're doing very well.
Nice to see Bobby, I think that's supposed to say. Nice to see Bobby back today. And I don't think we're looking at any boobies on the track, are we, Maltese? Nice to see Bobby back today on the track.
Sure, there's lots of boobies out on the track. It's Carlton.
Lots of, all of the
Collingwood.
before he is back, good signs would make a huge difference with new forwards. They never mark the ball, so Bobby will eat it up. Can you imagine if you said Booby will eat it up? That would be pretty sad. But on your love, yes, it's good to see him back. A lot of personal problems. You love to see a guy get back onto the park, and he is one of the most dynamic, exciting players in the comp for sure.
And I think they need him.
Yes,
I think they need him.
Big ups on the show. Thank you. Sherry predicted 100. Yeah, that's insane. Collect them all the rookies. Unfortunately, Cook is the only forward rookie to replace Track. Most don't have another rookie yet. True, that sucks. But Sherry, Scary, whatever from Freo should hopefully be a good one. Everyone should have just started with Sherry and gone.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of an oversight what we thought potentially about, hey, the rookie situation is going to be a bit different. What's happening? I think a lot of people didn't get sucked into, but I think a lot of people wanted McAndrew as well. And if you're not going triple ruck, you've definitely got the idea of going double ruck after this week. So I think it's going to be fine. I just think there's a lot of people, and the matchups are almost the thing that's pushing it along, right? English has had really good matchups. Cherry's had fantastic matchups. Even Jackson at the moment's got really good matchups too. And they're kind of navigating, like if it was Mason Cox R1 and then Jackson playing the role that we saw him playing in the preseason, it might be a much different situation than what we're dealing with now. But it just seems like there's 3 or 4 players at the moment that are really, and clubs that are really taking advantage of the matchups. So that's just where a lot of the bonkers scoring is kind of coming from, which is great for us in Supercoach land, of course. But yeah, just keeps things interesting. It's a bit of a like I told you so moment, but not really.
He's the GOAT, isn't he? He's the GOAT. I'm going to catch them all forward. A forward for I don't want any forward for 504K at the moment.
No, I'm waiting for DPP before I bring any more primo forwards in. I'd be getting primo rucks. Primo rucks. Either primo defenders or other ways. Because in round 6 we're getting Murdoch to the forward line, and we're getting a lot of the defender, like guys who are halfbacks available as DPPs. So I think a lot of the makeup of our teams are going to change a little bit, and it's going to be, hey, Sarong and whoever equaling a primo, which is fine by me.
You want a forward? Josh Tracy is you, man.
Nah, surely not. It's got 500k for a forward. Let's have a bit of a squiz.
It's Josh Tracy. It's Josh Tracy, bro.
You're really going to make me pick Josh Tracy, aren't you?
This guy's going to score 10. He's going to kick 10 this week.
Yeah, probably.
And then he's got the Crom, who depending on the walking wounded back there. And then you've got Collingwood, who historically struggle against the big boy forwards. And then you've got West Coast, who he'll torch. By the time he gets to Carlton, you just know Wiedering's going to be injured. And then you get to the Dogs, and Buku Kamis cannot stop Josh Tracy. Hawks will be a tough one for sure. And then he'll kick 25 on us in round 10. So, yeah, man. You want a pod? You want a pod who's going to pop? I'm sorry.
Joe's prediction, boys and girls.
When you're an Essendon fan, tomorrow is never guaranteed. Here. Mid-price is probably just one at most. It's so positive. It's a bit of a joke, Michael. It's content. Joe in the preseason. Blackison's the guy. Trust. Joe now is very pissed. How am I supposed to know everyone's going to double right, bro?
I love it. Flash. Every year there's one of them. Oh,
the bloody Rucks kill me.
Max Gorn's knee. Oh no. Next week, Max Gorn's in my team. Watch out.
I just can't. These Rucks kill me every year.
Yeah. To be honest, Blackiston is the guy. It's just that his ruck matchups aren't great, and the rest of the team can't help him. Like if Blackiston was playing at Geelong or another club that wasn't a Spud team, like I think he'd be a lot better. He's just his ruck matchups have just been atrocious, just straight up like terrible. So there's not a lot you can do really.
I'm mid-20s and I'm already graying and have wrinkles thanks to disgusting. Oh, bro,
welcome to North Melbourne and Essendon and everyone else, man. It's a rough time.
Glad I home the players this week. Never get the ball. Cogs will go big. There you go.
Yeah.
Mid-20s. Nah, bruv, I'm 30. Michael, 30 years old here.
Oh.
And you're a little bit above that. Best defensive rookie for 158k.
This is a question, isn't it? Players. I can do this. I got filters. Let's do best defensive rookie. There's not really a lot, which is the problem. I think
that was last week. Last week you had the options.
I think
Allen.
Yeah, I was going to say Bo Allen's probably the guy. Looks to be playing quite well, and I think he's the one potentially that's keeping Xavier Lindsay from not having a spot, and Bo Allen being a little bit more established in the AFL and stuff like that too. So I think he could be the one. Zach Alensky potentially if you don't have him already, but a lot of us have him. But there's literally like one rookie. Hence why I'm like hoping and praying that Zach Alensky plays a little bit more and we get some more stuff out of him. But yeah, it's a bit rough at the moment.
I'm just trying to look. You know, you're calling him. What's he on? Zach Alensky. Where's the N? Where is the N? Zach Alensky. Who is Zach Alensky, bro? I don't know who that is.
I'm Australian, Joe. We just make like names up, and you know, it's Caniglio. It's not Canelio.
It's Cornelio.
We just add like random letters to people's names. Like you should know this by now.
Bro, Zane Zakostelski. Is it that hard to just Zakostelski? Is it really that? Like, I don't know. I don't think it's that hard. Yes, about Alan David, I agree. I was demoralized from this club when I came out the womb.
Yeah.
Cogs wanted to help me out this week. He said, "Hey, Maltesing, you deserve a break. I'll save your season." Thanks, Cogs. That's cute.
There you go.
Scott needs patience with the kids. We need patience with Scott.
Yeah, it's not so much Scott patience with the kids. It's the fans and North Melbourne definitely are bad for this too. But it's like you want performance on field, because it's been so long that you just haven't had performance on field, and it's like, oh, we have to wait another 10 years to be good because we have to wait for the kids. Like, at some point, you have to say no and be like, well, that's it. So, yeah, now we're in a bit of trouble.
100%.
Yeah.
Something Supercoach. 100%, Michael. I always tell this to people. We are so blessed. We take it for granted what we've got here in this country. So many of our problems really are first world problems. You don't have conscription. We don't have conscription here. We don't military conscription. We don't have, we have clean water out of our taps that you can just drink straight off. You've got 100% electricity.
Unless you're in Tasmania and you have to boil your water.
Yeah, fair. But we got so much to be blessed and to be thankful for, and that's what my parents moved here to get away from war zones like that, to give future generations opportunities. The reason why we're called the lucky country, and 100% it's just a game. It's just fun and games, Michael. Just a bunch of banter. We're not really cutting ourselves here, that depressed, and obviously we want to be competitive, but ultimately it's a game, it's banter, it's content, and we sort of bounce off each other and with you guys in the comments. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street. We're all having fun, laughing at ourselves together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As long as you guys show up every week, and it's like, hey, if we score 10 in a week and you're still here, then fantastic.
Exactly. 100%. I'm calling it now. Brad Scott sacked by round 8. That's a big call.
That's a monster.
I don't know. Will they give him? Look, last game the Bombers won.
Who's your assistants, Joe? Do you have good enough? My question for you. So if a North Melbourne sacked Clarko tomorrow, we've got Little John, we've got Michael Barlow, who's done VFL clubs and stuff like that before. Who's your number 2, and are they good enough that if Brad Scott got sacked tomorrow, there's someone who's actually capable who can play? So who can coach and take that position?
Todd! Get Todd in the box! We need old gold to come in and save the Bombers. Nah, look, to be fair, it will probably be Dean Solomon. Just because he's an old Essendon player who was there in our 2000 premiership. You just know it. When Brad gets the sack, it will almost certainly be Dean Solomon parachuted into the role, and then you'll just hear
James Hurd comes in.
His best mates with James Hurd. Exactly right.
Yeah, he'll come in for 6 months. You watch. That's such an Essendon thing.
100%.
Sack the coach. James Hurd comes back for 6 months.
100%. That's why. It's not looking bueno. Evening, Geordie. Good to see you, mate. Supercoach team scored 1785.
Nice.
Ranked about 40 grand. Traded 4 injured players with 3 trades.
Yeah,
right.
And that's the. I flagged it a little bit with my team review, but it works out okay that I've kind of traded Oliver. Not that it was a good thing to do, but at least I grabbed someone who I wanted to get this week instead of someone who was a dud. But the beautiful thing is, maybe don't trade Petrarca unless there's someone who you're desperate to want to get in for the price, because Petrarca wasn't going to play for you anyway this week. So it could just be like, hey, one of my guys who were injured that isn't Petrarca, I'll get in, and then I'll kind of go from there, which I think is probably the smart play.
Campo, that's right, Campo. Big Jared Gibb gets on bench. What about Charlie Constable?
Well, yeah, but Camporelli just ended up being the emergency for like 18 weeks and never played, and it was just shit. It was big problems with him.
Yeah. Banging 349K for my trade this week, then next week Parish to Holmes to gain the extra premium in the midfield.
Nice.
Very nice. I think I might be double upgrading next week potentially. Do I have the cash to be able to do that, to get both Bont? With 422, I could just go Parish straight to Bont probably next week. And then can I do a 1 down, 1 up to get Holmes? Is there anyone I can do a 1 down, 1 up unless it's like a Buderick to Sherry.
It depends on how much like the likes of Philippou makes, I think. Let's pretend we only get Sherry. I think if I do the same kind of trades at the moment, obviously I don't have Cook, which isn't great, but if I do the same kind of trades, I potentially may be looking at like a Philippou down to Sherry and then grabbing, someone else up, because I only have 300k. 400k is a bit better, I think.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe next week I could do Parish to Bond, and then either a Buderick, probably maybe it's Buderick down to Scary, whatever. That's 200k, and then trying to chuck that onto a Lindsay. I'm not sure if that might be enough to get me Holmes, and then that's 2 Uber Primos in the midfield. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I like Holmes. He looks to be good. He's a runner. Pet, Roz, and Ingles, Lindsay going for Sherry, Cook, and Houston. Petrarca, Rosie, and yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Lindsay's. I don't know how he's going to get back into the
DPP
team.
with Grill, which is cool.
Yeah. What's this? I'm not reading that name. R6. Do you think Track and Rosie out for Murdoch and Watkins sound good?
Sure.
That's just double downgrade. You just bring a gazillion dollars. That sounds amazing. What are you going to do with the money? Thoughts on Sharp, Rosie, Joe 332. Thoughts on Sharp, Rosie, and Track to Sherry, Dacos, and Watkins. You foregoing Cook? It's all right,
Yeah.
got 170k.
Yeah. It's not bad. I like it.
Try to stress less, boys. It's still very. I'm not stressed at all, bro. What are you talking about? I'm having the time of my life.
I'm stressed, Jordy. I'm stressed.
Bro, Supercoach is not stressing me. It's the freaking Muppets. These Muppets.
Yeah, you got Brad Scott problems.
Yeah, I don't have Supercoach problems. I got 99 problems. Supercoach ain't one of them because I get to come here and talk to you, beautiful people.
That sounds like
it's Brad.
Thumbnail.
What?
You've seen George's thumbnail. That's basically what he's got. It's like I've got 199 problems and Cherry isn't one.
Fair enough.
Great.
Give it a thumb up. Oh, cheers, Michael. Buy the ticket. Take the ride. We'd be fools not to ride the Strands torpedo all the way up to the end.
That's it, mate. That's it.
What's that a quote from? I know it. What's that a quote from? Oh, it'll come to me eventually. Do you think Rosie and Track out? I think we might have, R6. I think we might have already, to free up for Bont. Yeah. Love Bont. We want Bont.
Yeah.
Bont is absolutely required. Forwards are looking bleak. Reed and Tim Kelly could make a top 8 run.
Which is where I'm hoping that we get a few DPP options. I mean, we kind of flagged Tuke Miller potentially as being that at the moment. Hopefully one or two others pop up. Should be cool.
Worrell or Houston to bring in for Rosie this week, boys? Look, if Worrell is clear and free to play, I like Worrell.
Yeah, I like Worrell too. Houston for me just has a few. Like the coach has said, Houston's the man, and yes, he did have some injury history last year and things like that. But I'm just a little bit concerned as to what happens when some of the other big boys come back to that Collingwood team.
Thank you, Akka. Yes, and thank you. Yes. Woo review, yes. Fear and Loathing, good. Yes, that's the one. Absolutely. Great. That's amazing. Love it. Now I've got to scroll back up. Where the hell was I? There we go. I'm cooked, boys. Use 2 birds. Your Birdman. Sorry. Use 2 boosts already and still have Perch stuck in the team. No Sherry either.
You're fine. You'll be right. Like, it's not great, but you'll be fine. Long way to go yet, mate. As long and this is coming from someone who did a lot of that kind of stuff last year. As long as you've got the cash gen for it, I think you'll be fine. It's when you can't go one up, one down, when you really start to struggle. And I think we're put in a position this year where we've got a Blamires, we've got Murdoch, we've got Robbo, we've got Watkins, we've got all these super insanely cheap players that I think will be okay to say, yep, we don't need to worry too much. I think you'll be fine.
Jez, Heads or tails? Heads means head is rolling. It means he's gone. And tails means he keeps the job. So pick your, what do you want, heads or tails?
Heads. I don't think he'll be gone by round 8. I think it will be something like round 15.
He's gone, Skis. He's gone, Skis.
I don't think round 8. To be honest, I don't think it will be round 8. I think that's too early. And I think a lot of the time clubs get rid of their coaches once they've got an idea of who's there. So if you guys don't have... So I would look at a North Melbourne and say, we've got a succession plan somewhat in place. Either it's Little John or it's Michael Barlow there, ready to go, right? If you don't have that waiting, it makes it really tough. So, yeah, I think that's a little bit too early on the take.
Bontness excellence. I like it. Lots of rain forecast for Perth this weekend. Could a few, maybe repeat stoppages could be better for Dogger.
Jacko.
Get around him. Well, if you're both rebounding, then hopefully all of Sherry, Sheasel, Blamiers, and Parrish do well. Agreed.
Yeah, I hope so.
Good to see you, Shauno. Thanks for coming along. Good luck to you.
If you guys haven't already, sub to Shauno Supercoach. He puts out some really good content. Not getting as many views as probably it's worth. So, yeah, definitely do that if you can spend the time to do that, guys.
Yeah, I know. That is kind of crazy, man. Insane. Rory Joe. G'day, Rory. Scott out and make an offer to either Bucks or Horse that they can't refuse. I don't want Bucks at the coach.
That's the thing. You would have to probably be an interim coach to start with because he'd be getting paid. How many years does Scott have left on his contract, Joe?
27. 2027 is his last year.
So you'd pay him out the rest of this year and then next year. Similar to what happened with North Melbourne. So, you know.
You don't mind Horse.
Not a lot of money.
I'd like Horst Longmire. I'd love Horst Longmire and Adam Simpson. I love their segment on Fox where they talk about the game and they see it. Great analytics. They've both won flags. They both are happy to talk together on Fox. Why not both of you come to the coach's box at the Bombers?
You know what, Joe? That's literally the two people that I want for North Melbourne, and they're both North Melbourne ex-players. So it's like, hey, just come back to us. We're okay. We're not that bad.
Yeah. Look, it's hard to get him in, but maybe a Carroll gets dropped. Maybe a Watkins gets dropped. Maybe.
Hasn't he only played one game?
Yeah. We're not getting him this week, correct?
Yeah.
He's talking about if he backs it up. It'll be tough.
Look, I would be starting to look at a Carroll, for example, and saying, hey, what's up? Can I get rid of you? That would probably be my suggestion, I think, would be a Carroll. Some of these guys who are there, yeah, it's a bit rough.
Idea. This week, Rosie to Houston, Track to Murphy Reid, Powell to Sherry. The next week, you go Bont, Skerry, and Lefau.
Oh, it's Sherry. There's just another way of saying Sherry.
I know, but let's differentiate them.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind it. You're just paying up for Lefau. That's it. Like he's not 119K. He's actually a little bit expensive. So we need to see a really good game from him. I'd almost be considering going Cook at that price and not going Lefau. But yeah, depends how long Nankervis is out as well.
I think that's for 2, isn't he? 2 to 3.
If Lefau can not do dodgy driving stuff for a while.
Mikey Lefau.
Yeah.
So this week, would you play right off the bench and keep him away from the forward line, or did they play Vicentini? Now Vicentini's done a hammy mark, so he's absolutely off the cards. So it has to be Peter Wright. It has to be Peter Wright helping out in the ruck, and therefore we might have to bring in Archer May again. But I want us to play smaller and faster, I think. Our kicks inside 50 are no good anyway, regardless of who you have there. I want us to just dribble the ball along the ground. No kicks inside forward 50. We can't kick to save our lives. I'll go a bunch of rookie DPP round 6. Yep, exactly right.
Yeah, it's going to be glorious.
Stick to my plan. Will hurt not picking bot next week, but got big plans in round 5. Love it.
Nice. Do it.
Thoughts on Murphy Reed? He's a sexy man.
Yeah, I really like him. No early buy, which definitely helps his cause. And yeah, I think he's fantastic. A lot of people won't have him, and we might end up having to bring him in a bit more expensive. So if you've got him now, why not? You know.
Belovedly known as Bruce, interestingly, had less CBAs with Hayden Young out of the team.
Yeah.
Kind of surprising that he had such a stark drop.
Yeah, I think they're just looking for his pace, and if that means he's got to start in the forward line and then run up, I don't think they really care too much, to be honest.
Then again, he did play against Melbourne.
Yeah.
Hey, Eunice. Hey, boys. Hey, Bows. Hey, Booze. Hope you are both doing well. Dons are sucking, but Supercoach is doing well. Thoughts on Murph Reed? I feel like I just answered that question.
Yeah. He's
there
good.
You go.
Good,
exact
good
same
player,
time.
AFL.
Exact same time. How long do we hold this Lombardi? One of the most frustrating watches I've had the displeasure of watching.
I think he could be on the way out over the next couple of weeks. I just want to see what happens with him post-bye, because I feel like maybe they don't have players coming back, but I feel like a bye allows a team to really reset itself, and we might find him just getting dropped and then our kind of job being done for us, I think. If he's playing as how he's playing now, there's really a world where like he's just dropped and then it's like, oh, well, you know, the experiment didn't work. Okay, cool, move on. That's it. So, yeah, we could really see that right now.
He's such an angry young man. What? Why are you so angry, bro? You live in the lucky country. You're playing your dream sport. Just, bruh, just be happy. Just calm it down. Unreal. He's a bit of a flog, isn't he? Sherry and maybe Rogers or Carroll and Pooh next week for me is almost locked in for next week. Rogers was drafted 3 or so years ago, ready for a breakout.
Yep. Yeah, I think so too. It just depends, right? Lombard looks a little bit lost. I thought Lombard was going to be the guy that Rogers is now, but it's not obviously worked out well for him. He's just expensive.
1-4 rocks now. Sherry, English, McAndrew and Flex, and Zach Kostelski on bench. Or you could be like me.
Move
with an extra one in the Flex. And Zach Kostelski
in the back line.
In the back line. That's kind of crazy. With a couple of injuries with Gold Coast, Lombard might get a bit more of the pill. Yeah, that's why I'm not in a rush to trade him out. He has not made enough money yet, the Muppet. He has not made enough money for me, so I'm just going to have to hold him.
He smells like, similar to Doveston, I think, smells like the kind of player that, you know, 1 week he's going to do like what Rochelle did when Rochelle first started AFL and pop out like an 80 or a 90 and just reset his whole cash gen again. So I don't know if that's going to happen with him, but I'm kind of getting that feeling, I think.
That could be an SPP. Has one bad game. Oh, bro. How great was owning SP Sam Palpepper last year? That was so good.
Levi Ashcroft did the same thing too. People
true.
jumped off him after a bad game and didn't work out well.
Is Horn Francis a must get now?
No.
I agree. Speaking of simpatico, you and me, Big J, all the same things. Very nice, simpatico. Started willpower after I saw Houston. Okay. Gotcha. Didn't expect to have to trade Rosie, and nobody does. Yeah, nobody does. No, I'm not salty about us delisting Voss. He really is a flog. All right. Anyone, Jez, you've got no interest in Voss. Is he a flog? Yes or no?
No, I think he's a fantastic AFL player, to be honest.
Yeah, but as a
I think-
person, we're talking as a person.
I don't know. I haven't seen much. I think
Well, look
young
more.
players like to have fun on the field. It's kind of my opinion a little bit.
He did the crying emoji. He did the crying thing.
Yeah, but then Bailey Smith ran around and did like the ice in your veins, and then other people do the horns and what, like.
No, those are goal celebrations. He did the crying thing to Harrison Petty, citing when he got bullied and Harrison Petty cried. If that wasn't a goal celebration, that was him just ripping into the guy.
That was being a bit of a douche. Yeah. No, fair enough.
Being a flog.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
If you say it that way, then all right.
Here, Joe. Thank you. David agrees. And Maltesing agrees. Karma will come back to Voss and other, but agreed. Karma will come.
You're going to hit him with your car, are you, Joe? You're going to come back and get me.
They won't drop him, but his time on field might change. No. They need him to be in the ruck. He's too good to be in the ruck. Oh, what's this? Hello? Mark. So, where does it show Vicentini is injured for Essendon? I can't find any report, and I watched the Friday game. Bro, I was from the Lunchtime Catch-Up crew. It was Scotty from the Lunchtime Catch-Up podcast. He's he knows a lot of people in the club, and he was there as well, and he said that the people that he talked to there the report was that it's a bit of a hamstring concern. So
because I know the other Vicentini's injured too.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, unfortunately, and that's why in the VFL we started to get destroyed. If you notice, Vigo was no longer rucking, and they just absolutely destroyed us out of the ruck. I think Vicentini did it. If it wasn't, I think it might have been second quarter, Mark. He was basically rucking the entire. We missed him the entire second half. Bolton or Pickett?
Neither. But if I had to pick one, it would be Bolton. I think Frio's early run at the moment is really good. So I think they've got a pretty, I don't know if you want to pull it up, Joe, but they've got some really easy matchups coming up. Like incredibly easy matchups. So I think it has to be him. If you have to choose one, it's going to be him. And he's cheaper.
Yeah, Richmond, Adelaide, Collingwood, West Coast, Carlton. Yeah, it's not too bad. He plays West Coast twice.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't play Bombers twice, but that's all right.
Yeah.
I think I overestimated fixtures. I don't want to complain about 110 average. 100%, man. Nando's has been very frustrating. Frustrating.
Ed Richards, too. Ed Richards has been dog shit. The guy's actually lost money for me as well. Just these guys that there was some talk. I don't know if people are watching from the Discord. If you are, hey, how you going? But there's been some talk as well about how if you're not getting score assists, your scoring's just not there. And I think that's been the same with Richards and Anderson.
I'm not in any rush to get him, Kobe. Coming off soft tissues. What the hell are you listening to?
I don't know. DR's doing some random shit.
Oh, yeah. Look, it's yeah. I don't know. He's old and coming off soft tissue, and yeah, I'm not going to go there personally, Kobe. I don't like key forwards very much. Hey, on Friday, I'm at the Oaks, Melbourne, on Market Street at 5 p.m., arriving after being in Barnawatha and Glen Rowan after a lunch with Ned Kelly Animatronics show, then on to Melbourne. Very cool, Mark. All right. I have to hit you up, mate, because I'm not going to be there on Saturday, unfortunately. I'll see what I can do on Friday, where we can meet. If you hold 1 week, you could straight swap Sharp for Watkins anyway. Yeah. I thought possible. Big J, Roos travel to WA. I would let that one go. 100%.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. You say that, but Roos are just disappoints me like they always do. They
have looked good, but they've been playing for a team that's been a bit up and about. do the Eagles continue this? Or now that they've finally got their win and broke the stretch of 300 games, do they then sort of just relax, I suppose, and not play with such desperation? I don't know. We'll see. But they are elevated price points, though. That's the thing. I would still play Reece Walsh in centre. Okay, then. Jackson or Sherry?
Look, as I just said, right, Jackson's got a great fixture coming up. But if you don't pick Cherry now, you may never get him. Because after this week, he could be 8. I mean, not after this week, but like legitimately, the guy's averaging 160. Jackson could come out with a 110, and I don't even know if he hits his break even at that point. So, yeah, it's rough. If you don't pick Sherry, you're not going to have a great time.
Could be a lot of repeat stoppages, though, Rory. If there's going to be rain, slipping, everyone falling over the place, not very high skill.
We love stoppages, mate. Every 5 seconds, it's a tackle. Because we're not a great team, North Melbourne. So the way we kind of negate that is by putting pressure on them. By if we don't have the ball, we're going to tackle you and stop you from having the ball. Hence why, like, Cherry's just going to go massive, and a few of these stoppage players we've got just go big. Yeah. Like no hit outs, but still getting 200.
Yeah. Thoughts on Rosie, Track, and Parrish. I'm going to give Parrish one more week just to make me his money, and then I'll flick him off for Ash, Murphy, Reid, and Watkins. I mean, yeah, Ash seems to be the guy for the Giants.
I wouldn't bring in Ash because he's got the
week.
bye. Yeah, he's got the bye next week. I wouldn't be touching Ash.
Murphy Reid, look, he's going to be good. He's going to be a good player. He'll be good all year. He might have the occasional spike game, but otherwise, I think he's giving you 85, 90 odd.
Yeah.
Which might be good enough potentially to be top 8. So you could do worse, I think, for sure. Very nice photo. I know, right? He looks very smexy in that chrome gear. Looks very sharp. Instead of just randomly knock over a top 6 team.
Yeah. Same with West Coast. They'll just have a good game. And so, like, Brisbane gave up. I mean, Brisbane's not great at the moment, but they gave up random games to teams. North Melbourne should have beaten them. Things like that. So
100%.
Teams just have bad days, and then that's it.
The only problem with taking Sherry, Watkins, and Murdoch for Rosie, Track, and Sharp, I'll have to flip ZZ back to the back line, have McAndrew and R3 not on field. But it's not too bad, because if you have a guy like English, he's got the bye this week anyway. So McAndrew basically is your R2 anyway.
Or your
and
flex.
having the money in the bank allows you to do upgrades for maybe that Bontempelli that you might have missed. And Bruce has been, yeah, I'd love that. Good call, Blue Iris, 100%. Is really the worst idea maybe to get Watkins on 150k? Yeah, it's not ideal, is it? Not ideal.
Look, you can do.
You go.
Yeah, you can do worse, but it's not a great position to put yourself into. Really.
Lately. Thanks. Thoughts on Track, Rosie, and Trembath? For Sherry, Dev, Rob, and Murdoch.
Don't touch Trembath. He's too expensive. I wouldn't touch him.
Good to see it, James. It's good to see it,
he's
mate.
in North Melbourne. I know you're a North Melbourne man, but yeah, I wouldn't touch Trembath.
He's a good man. Met him at the live event, which was very cool. Hey, Binger! G'day, mate.
What's up, Binger?
Sharp, Track, and Rosie out for Watkins, Holmes, and Houston. Yeah, it's fine. Getting 2 premiums in and a rookie. You're foregoing Cook. That's a personal call. But yeah, obviously the jury's out on Houston.
I wish I had Cook last week. Would have opened up a few more opportunities for me.
Yeah, Hawks or Bucks. I think Bucks wants the Tassie gig, and I think the reason why. And I told Jez this when it happened. I reckon Bucks. The only reason why Bucks went to the Cats
Yep.
was literally just because Tassie probably were like, we know you've coached before, but it's been some time since you've been out of the game. Just go and dip your toe back in again just to get used to it. And that's what he's going. He's basically just going to re-jog the memory, get back into the swing of things, what it's like in a coach's box. I reckon Bucks is. I reckon the dog.
Yeah, I was going to jump on that too, Joe, and say, hey, it's also coming from a good team too, right? I mean, Geelong aren't slouches. You can go do your tenure at Geelong for a year. You're going to learn some stuff that maybe a bunch of the competition won't know. So, yeah, works out all right for you.
Wales doing really good, playing very good football. Looks like they can beat anyone anywhere. Yeah, it's very impressive, but still early days.
It's all
very early days. Yeah, they've got a bit of a different defensive structure. They're playing a bit like Collingwood, I feel like, with their defensive structure, which is potentially holding them in good stead. But yeah, we'll see how the season unfolds. Is it too early to delete the app? Yes, it is.
Mate, I tell you what, Joe, there were a period of time on Saturday when Oliver popped out that 110, so the 117 there. I was like, hey, how do you make this happen? So tell you what, there'll be a few people at the moment, but no. It's week 2. Check out Skodfather, shout out to him. Put out a tweet basically saying the winner of Supercoach this year is probably going to be someone that was ranked like 40-odd K this week. So there's a lot to play out, 100%. It's more about just getting the cash gen right, making that happen, not burning all your trades on stupid things. Still get the players you want to get in, but just not burning all your trades on stupid stuff will really take you far. So, yeah, you can get through this pretty quickly.
Exactly. Thought it was crazy point chasing for looking at Bolton. He did have a lot of mid-time. It'll be interesting to see when Hayden Young comes back if that changes. But, yeah, well done to him.
They'll rest him early, to be honest, Hayden Young.
There you go. How is Murphy Reid not on his track replacement? He is a track replacement if you want, but he's not going to give you track scoring.
No, you want a guy that's locked in to be top 6, ready to go, doing what he needs to do, kind of situation. That's what you want, really.
Who was the last guy? 55% win ratio. Look, I don't know how much of it was heard, or how much of it was the fact that he had Bomber Thompson, one of the best coaches of all time, in the box with him. You know, Bomber Thompson was the one who transformed the Cats right into what they are today. So
and good drafting and everything else as well.
You know, so it's obviously a big deal when you've got someone of Bomber Thompson's experience and caliber in the box with you. Definitely formed a great dynamic duo for sure, and that's, I think, part of the reason of what made it work. It's hard to say if Hurdy himself was a great coach, and that's again another reason why I like having a first-time coach in the box. But if you surround them with experience,
You've got to have the correct support staff, otherwise you're cool.
Correct. Rucks just don't really play mids. Well, yeah, tell that to Jackson. Hearn will still, he'd probably still get a game if he was playing. He would just put on the boots, mate. Go out there for us, please.
Boomer would get a game.
Oh, for sure.
He still plays every week for North Heidelberg. Like, you can go out and watch him play. It's fantastic.
Who was the Muppet that freaking cut him too early?
The guy that's coaching your club.
I know, the freaking Muppet. Dogger equals quad DPP. You mean QPP, I think. That's what that will be, QPP. I only started Blackison because of Joe's profile pic. Laugh my ass off. Pissed off. That's not the only reason why you picked him. It's because he's the number 1 ruck. I'm with you on the rucks, Joe. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing. It's like a mil in the bank, bro. Oh, yeah, it was close to a mil. Now that I've gone Jackson instead of Houston, it's a little bit less than
It's a bit
now.
different. Yeah.
Is it worth throwing ZZ in the back line and doing Sherry, Jackson, and Murdoch, getting Sherry, Murdoch, and Watkins, banking heaps of money? Is Watkins at 150K a good buy the following week?
The only issue is Port Adelaide play Richmond this week, yeah? So Watkins, with his first price rise, if some Howie gets a 100 score, an 80 or a 90, could end up being not unobtainable, but he's going to be a lot more expensive. At that point, are you going to bring him in at 160K? I don't know. Especially with the likes of Sherry and stuff there. So you'd hate to price yourself out of a player. But I think Cook, okay, if you don't want the elevated price player, fine. DPP is coming in like 2 weeks anyway, if you're concerned about the DPP. But Watkins, similar to Sherry for me next week, you kind of need these guys, in my opinion. They're going to score really well for you, hopefully. If he doesn't get dropped, things might change a little bit. But I think there's kind of a train of thought that says, hey, better to get him in at this price than try and bring him in at another price later on. Because money in your pocket is a lot better than money you don't have in your pocket.
Yeah. Luke Jackson gets forward status, I'm getting him.
Mate, he might be 650K by that point. So that's kind of a little bit of the mindset too. I don't think his break even's that high right now.
No, it's 97.
So like, yeah, but he could be very, very good for us. So I don't know.
He's got McAndrew, Adelaide Oval, Decam, Adelaide Oval, nobody, Optus Stadium, Optus Stadium.
Yeah.
Look, because I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see. Sherry this week, Bot next week, for sure.
I think that's
I like that. Who are we buying? Janko Stoyanovsky. Who are we buying this week? Petrarca and Rose. The people that you've missed, really?
Yeah. Make sure you get the rookies first, because rookies are key. If there's one or two that you don't have, come in your team. But otherwise, you need to fix your rookies and then figure out what it's going to be.
I guess this is the only primo that will go up in price more than Watkins is Sherry. If you pay triple rucks, you're limiting your flexibility on your flex for future trades if you haven't got DPP.
Yeah, but you look at DPP right now, Frank. Like Murdoch's getting it, Blamires is getting it, Jagger Smith will probably get it, Watkins will probably get it, Carroll's 100% getting it, Tanner Bruin's getting it, Flanders will get DPP, Philippou will probably get DPP, Buderick is getting DPP, like Robbo's getting DPP, Todd Marshall's getting DPP. Like this year could legit be the year of the DPP, really. There's so many of these guys, especially the rookies that we've picked that aren't selectable in other positions, that they could just do very, very well for us.
And McAndrew probably is going to be managed at some point. This is his first year solo rucking. It's probably going to take it out of him. You're really picking him just to make you his money and then trade him out. And again, Zane comes back here and you're basically getting anybody you want. So yeah, ultimately it's all about points and setting and forgetting. And yeah, I mean, the whole point of having... Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. If let's pretend, in 5 weeks, when I want to go offload McAndrew, he's 500K and I can go grab a primo at any position, or 450K and I can get a primo in any position. Like, it will be beautiful when it happens. Yeah. It's going to be glorious.
There you go. Thank you, Flash. For anyone who wants more motivation for triple ruck in round 6, Sherry versus Richmond.
It's
English
beautiful. Even round 5.
Yeah.
So let's look at round 4. Not to beat up on Essendon, but let's look at round 4. Cherry's got Pitnet. Okay, who cares? Jacko
That's what English has.
Yeah.
English have the bomb brace.
Jacko's got McAndrew. And then, English is beating up Blackiston. And then the next week, it's Cherry versus Darcy Fort or Sam Draper. Hey, how you doing? Barossa Joe, Barossa Park. Like, ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Fun.
It's pretty crazy. So yeah, happy to lock these guys in and just move on with my life. And I think they value at their price points.
Yep.
Jackson 6'11", English
Probably
is low
Cherry.
600.
Cherry's the worst one, but he's the most expensive out of the three anyway. So
Yeah, but I started him, so it's not really like I've
Yeah.
used my money there. So
not like
I
me.
started the big boy. So I'm very happy with it, bro. Triple luck. It looks great because it is great. Is all I have to say, Yanko. I have LDU. Happy so far. Good Maltesing. Very good.
Nice.
Back Houston. It's science. Okay, cool. Good to know. Locked Sherry in. Good man. Have the VC and C on him and Jackson. Okay. I thought you had both VC and C on
times 4 points.
Yeah. In saying that, Houston could crack a 150. I'm happy to give him that week to show that he can. I do have enough money in the bank to get him next week if need be. I just want to see how he plays with Howe and Moore. If he continues to have that role and scoring that well with Howe and Moore on the side, then excellent. I'm willing to pay up that extra bit, knowing that his performance is still outperforming that price point. Boobies. Let me love boobies. This is the biggest understatement, Big J, about Pies forwards. Maybe Caddy. Oh, no, don't say that. I'm not going to even finish that sentence. Did I hear boobies? You did. I've had short. Yes, never again. Sorry, we're just rushing through this because it's been 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's a bit late.
Is it worth going? Baggers with the Super Duper. Okay. Is it worth going track Rosie and Parrish, meaning I can get Jackson, Sherry, Bo Allen, or do what I planned and go same three, but sharp for Parrish and get Jackson, Cook, and Jackson? Bro, you cooked me. Baggers, I'm not even going to... It makes no sense, bro. Who do we trade? Track 2, whoever you want.
Yeah.
Not double Jackson. I wish Worrell. Can't trust Houston. Yes, correct. Need to see Houston's role. Correct. So I'm willing to wait on him. What do we think of Skerry's job security? And how many more games realistically after Buderick plays Essendon are we keeping him?
Not many. Not many.
Yeah.
He could realistically be my ticket to Bontempelli this week. Sorry, next week. I don't have a lot of money, so I don't have Joe's like $1 billion. Makes a bit of a difference, I think.
Barrow's the answer. Yeah, well, only when he comes in and plays 2 games and then is on the bubble.
Yeah, and there's no one else
Zach
that's expensive.
Yeah, that's what I said. Zach Ostelsky. That's what I said. I've had Cozzy from the start, averaging 80, but I feel like I have to keep him. Yes, you should. Also doing Picasso, Rosie, and Selwood to Sherry, Nakos, and Murdoch. Have to take Selwood for flex reasons. Sure. Not too bad. Sherry's great. Nakos is great as well. So, very nice. Supercoach is a lot of fun. That it is. Yes, Simon, it is lots of fun. I agree. Todd Goldstein is the answer to both of Essendon's problems. Number 1 ruck player coach. Thoughts on Tom Stewart as a Rose replacement?
You can if you want. I don't trust the injury history, but you can if you want.
Yeah, he's good. I mentioned him in the preseason because he just has that role. I really like the way Big J is talking down the ruse, bro. You know it's not going to happen. You know it's destiny. Does Josh Lindsay come back in because Harry Edwards is now out for an exterior parent extended with concussion? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I hope that's the case. Hey, Woody. Good to see you, mate.
What's up, Woody?
Didn't you use your Excel spreadsheet to calculate the best possible starting team? Why do you hate your team? If you think you're one of... I think if you're one of the ones with a really good team, you just have to focus on cash gen, catch up the points after the buy.
Yeah. And that's where it's like, hey, make sure you've got the cash gen. We're kind of lucky in the fact that we've got a few of these guys that have DPP that are looking really good. And we just got to start upgrading as soon as we can, really. I think we'll be all right.
Pissed me off so much that I started buying 25% of teams and bought round 4 is going to be like, but us Malakas, Geordie, are going to break him, but we're not going to get all those points that we missed out on. So you'll still be ahead of the curve, mate. you'll still be ahead of the curve. Jones in for Carroll for me next round if you go 70 plus.
Nice.
Joe, did you say McCarthy Lefau? I love him. Joe, when you mentioned scary, my Siri just opened up. Lol. He is a young man. Yeah, he really is a very young man. I agreed. I was at the opposite end of the SPP. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Flash. I won't talk about it anymore. Crimson start of the season already 3 long rough start. It is.
Same for me too, buddy. Same for me too.
Boss is a toss. Agreed. But him lifting that dude up was great theater. I support him. Bro, I had no idea what he was doing. That was so ridiculous. Don't worry about Red. Trade him out at your peril. Red. Who's Red? Red. Who is Red in our team? Red. Not sure. Don't trade him out. Rose, Track, Sharp. To Milan, Cook, Watkins, Houston, Zorko. Then Blackiston to Bot next week. Or Rosé, Track, and Sharp to Milan, Murphy, Reed, Houston, Blackiston to Bot next week. You need Cook. Oh no, you need Watkins, I think, and yes, you need Milan for sure. So I guess on that basis, it's option 1. You need the cash gen, bro. Cash gen is key. Yeah, I know. That was pretty ridiculous by DR. DR isn't old and coming off soft tissue. No, that's Zorko. Yo, Dill is currently sitting 285th.
Nice work, Dill.
Very impressive. What the hell was that? That was pretty ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
West Coast got their yearly win. Now they can check out. That's what I was thinking. Jackson or Sherry, why not both? ¿Por qué no los dos? You guys were like $3 from getting Prime Brisbane to Gabba last year. Yeah, but we're playing with hope and nothing to lose. At the moment, we're playing with we're playing, what was the word? Demoralized. We're playing demoralized and everything to lose. Paul Dunn, do not apologize, my friend. Welcome. Is Houston Roll going to be shit?
No, well, we don't know. We don't know. And that's the thing. We don't know.
Only time will tell. Okay, I have 471k, need a back/forward. Do I go rookie, example Watkins? Do I go Houston? Or do I go Tracy? No, go Watkins. Go Watkins and get Houston next week if he shows that the role is there, in my opinion. The track replacement doesn't exist. Correct. Brian Myers. I was heavily considering Brian Myers, and I think he will be in my team to finish it off, I think. I like Brian Myers. He's very nice. I heard Goldthin is rocking this week. I wish. Carnett, Coleman, and Jeff Leake. Maybe Timmy could leave the farm and make a comeback. He has done it before for the good of the team. This decision I have is Cook or Dersma. What do you reckon, Jess? Cook or Dersma?
Look, well, let's do it properly, right? So we look at Cook. Cook's 158k, negative 63 break even. So if he scores a 50, he's going to be 200k next week. If I can spell Dersma properly.
I've got it here. If he scores 56, he becomes
go up to the same price. So I think Dersma will play the whole year, but I think Cook may be the better selection. Dersma, what's his scoring been like up until now? Is it just because he played North Melbourne and scored like 100 million? Okay, so he's scoring 80s. He's okay. Mid only. Look, I think that 50k from Cook will help. If that 50k from Cook helps, go him instead.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's really important.
Yeah.
Bet Watkins, get it, Hawksy. Bet Watkins keeps playing and keeps Zach happy, so he stays. Exactly. So it's okay because when success comes, boy, will you have plenty of fun times coming your way. Yeah, hopefully. This year is going to be about the year of the 99K rookies.
Yes. And it's going to be beautiful because hopefully the impact of 99K, we say 99K rookies, but state league players coming in is going to mean that a lot more clubs will take a lot more looks at it, which means that maybe teams will hold positions open in the preseason, which means that we might get a bit more of an influx of these players over the next few years too, especially with next year, Joe, half our team's going to be Tasmania rookies. It's ridiculous.
That's right. One of the P's in DPP stands for party. Yeah, dual party position. Dual party position. Yes.
Lock it in.
A missionary. Jay's Took Miller is tempting. Very, very with these injuries, but he's on the bye, so no rush.
Yeah, and he might get DPP.
Yeah, I'm a little bit excited. You should be very excited.
Of course.
For not sure how gets a game. Honestly, he needs to play a reserves game. He already has had 3 injuries in preseason and came back to preseason after surgery. We'll see what the team sheet say, I guess. Rose, Track, Sharp for Sherry, Cook, and Watkins. 544 in the bank. Next week, just get Bont. And if I can afford Worrell, I will. Might be another boost. I'm very sick of watching football. 100%. Especially against the Bombers.
And that's my reasoning for wanting to get him in next week as much as I can. Got 300K, even if it means I have to trade out Buderick next week. I'm going to do my best to try and get Bonsom Smelly in as much as I can.
Smelly. Because my team is smelly without him. Will be Parrish and Xavier Lindsay out to do that. Yeah, I'm in the exact same position. 100% Hawksy. You've even got a little bit more money in the bank than I do, which is quite impressive. Buderick will hopefully be my ticket to get Track back in. Yeah, true. Good call. I've got all the right rookies now. Excellent.
Nice.
Sorry, was Parrish?
If Lombard wasn't in and I had Cook, I think I would be there too.
Right out. Get Jackson, Sherry, and Bo Allen in, or Rosie and Track out, and Sharp and get Jackson, Worrell, and Cook. So Parrish, Rosie, and Track. To Jackson, Sherry, and Bo Allen, or Rosie, Track, and Sharp for Jackson, Worrell, and Cook. Well, if Worrell's not named, then I think you go with option 1, obviously. I like Sherry more than Jackson, though. Because Sherry, it's
just fun. It's fun to watch him.
You're going to miss out on his 300 this week. That's the problem. I like any option that's got Sherry in there, I prefer. Sandy Brock in for Harry Edwards. Brock is available now, I believe. Okay. Red is Ed Richards. Gotcha. Track and Rosie are red now. Yeah. Understood. Understandable. What do I do with Cash Gen, Milan, or Watkins, as I have to go Cook as no DPP? Or you need Milan. Milan is Malok, okay? And Watkins is Lockkins. So you have to forego Cook. Oh, wait, I have to go Cook. Oh,
or
no.
Just pray that he gets dropped this week.
Jeez, yeah, you need those 99K rooks, bro. Why is no one going with Jaden Short? Because he's a trap, bro. We just don't pick Short. Do we reckon Jackson will get DPP?
I think it's going to come down to the wire, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it will really come down to how he plays in the last round. But if he doesn't, Joe and I have the triple threat already going, and then it's just fill out the rest of the team. So really just comes down to rookies getting better and better and better at that point.
See you, Maltesing. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.
Maltesing.
Who goes out, Sharp or Lindsay?
Well, Lindsay could come back, whereas Sharp is confirmed injured, at least for a few weeks. So I think Sharp has to go.
Red equals Ed Richards. Gotcha.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure
Cody.
about Richards and Anderson. They're ticking me off.
Windy Cod. See you tomorrow, Kobe. Sherry, Dacos, and Rookie. Or Neil. Nah, Sherry, Dacos.
Yeah. One thing that hurt me last week and that has hurt me hugely in the past is holding bulk money. Now, Joe and I are both holding like 420K. Well, I got 300, but Joe's got 420K. And this week's a little bit different, but it basically is the difference between you having a premium and not having a premium this week. So it can hurt quite a lot if you let it. So go the first one.
Yeah, this money is not me holding money. This money is my deposit for Bond next week. That's all it is.
Yeah,
this is Bond money.
Oh, yeah,
this is not my money.
That plus Parish equals Bond. So
exactly. So this is not my money. This is Bond's money. I'm just simply holding it on trust for him. I think Sharp or exactly right. Parish or Blackiston out first. I reckon Blackiston. Sharp. Parish still has a low break even. Trading him out next week. Thinking Track, Rosie, and Sharp to Murdoch, Cook, and Sherry, leaving 470K for next week. 100%. I like it. Get the cash gen, get the Sherry, get the money for Bond. Track missing 4 weeks means he has 5 games before his bye. He misses 6, means he has 3 before his bye. If he misses 6, do we just wait until after the buys? There's so many ifs and misses. Yes, no rush to trade him back in. John, good to see you, John. Looking at 3 trades this week. Petrarca to Cook, Rosie to Dersma, Lombard or Kalani White to Sherry. Lombard, I think, still has a low break even. It's only 13.
Yeah, 13.
So there's no rush to get rid of him. Kalani White's never going to play. If you have the money to facilitate turning a dead rookie into the guy who's going to score 33,000 points this week, I think you'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Surely a sane person is only planning next week to get Bond. Yes, correct. I am holding Lombard. Yes.
Yeah, just for right now. We'll see.
Spend that cash? No, that's Bond's money. I can't spend his money. He'll sue me and take me to jail. All right, good night. See you, Mark.
See you, Mark.
This might be the only week ever you can hold 600 plus K with all this carnage. I know, right?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And
I can go
not
Sherry
even carnage, just having to get the good rookies in.
Yeah, 100%. I can go Sherry and Worrell. I'll do that. I'm scared no Jackson when he's playing Michael Jordan this week.
Yeah.
What? Michael Jordan? Jackson playing against Richmond. Okay, interesting. Beat you to it.
I think because their guy's a basketballer.
Yeah, fair. What trades did you do? G'day, judges. Hope you're doing well, Mr. Diab. My trades are quite simple. Rosie, Sharp, and Petrarca. Obviously, the injured trio for Cash Gen and a Jackson. So that's basically what I've done. Nothing overly sophisticated or complicated. Just trying to get Jackson to take advantage of his matchups, the fact that he's looking sensational, and keeping enough money in the bank to punt Parish next week. Get Sherry then, fair enough. Could go a week. Yeah, Murdoch, absolute must-have. Get around the Baggers Supercoach on the Tox. Scott copped it. TikTok, is it? TikTok. Searching.
Captain Butters week 1, then track week 2, boosting track to T Marshall, Rosie Murdoch. Nice. Love it. How's the Horn Francis run? It's very, very good. And now he's got North Melbourne stuck up his butt, so he's going to play all right. Basketball, that was a good one. Regarding my previous comment, should I get Watkins instead of Cherry? But it will mean I'll have... Look, I think Cherry, I really like him this week. And you can watch him beat up on Blackiston for however long. So yeah, I would go him.
Yeah, 100%.
Keeping Lombard, White it is. There you go, John. I think that's probably us done, Joe. It's been
100%.
cheeky. If we spend 40 seconds longer, it will be 3 hours on the dot. So there you go, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed the content. Members live stream tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Wednesday, last trades, and then Thursday, the drive home. And then Friday, if you guys are enjoying it, jump on and we'll do the team sheets on Friday. So yeah, there you go. So mate, enjoy. 10 seconds left. Have a great night, fellas, because here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work so you guys don't have to. Have a great Tuesday. We'll catch you in the next one. Any final words, Joe?
Love you guys. Just comment down, please.